Um, last session was at a. Where was last session again? It was.
Waterford?
Yeah, the crime alley. It's somewhere in here. I don't have a specific place to set it, but likely would be one of these streets, like down here towards the city center.
Because the city is like very Dusk Fallish.
It's funny because the Kickstarter actually predates Blades in the Dark. I don't know how much of the map of the city they had done before that, but
I wonder if Blades in the Dark was basically someone saw this game and went like, dude, what if this had mechanics?
It was actually within like 6 or 8 months or something. It wasn't that long after. What were you saying?
They have slightly different. They have slightly different focuses.
Mm-hmm.
Like they feel very different in play.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the coastal city with like canals everywhere just kind of jumped out.
Yeah, this one does have a few. It's actually funny because one of the Legends of the Wind campaigns I ran, a lot of it took place in one of the cities that just has canals all over the place.
Is the city of the Saturnine intended to be based off of Constantinople?
You mean Istanbul?
Well, sure, yes.
It was Constantinople. Now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople.
I thought we were going to have a fun little back and forth there, Will.
Yes.
Oh, dear.
Why did City of the Saturnine get the works? That's nobody's business but the jackdaws. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I do not know.
There's certainly there are plenty of big cities based on rivers at mouths of bays in the world, so.
Very possible. Oh my god.
Well, and if you look in the middle, you've got that huge chariot track. So it could be.
Is that a chariot? Well,
no, it's a park. It's a park, but it kind of looks like it, you know.
So you had spoken with, as I recall, Aquila Danfield, one of the Queen's Guard, was who you had told about
yes, we had a terse and awkward conversation with her. Yes.
I'm trying to remember how you got in touch with her. Do you remember where you encountered her? I think it was after you left the church, I believe. Or was it after you left?
Yeah. It was after they left the church. They left me with like the dangerous criminal, and they went off to find the queen.
Okay. Would Aquila had a way to contact you?
Yeah, there's a dog bowl out on Sun Street, and if she turns it upside down, then we know to look for a message in the dresser drawer.
It's turned upside down at one point.
No Battlestar Galactica. Nobody. Okay.
That is not a detail I remember from Battlestar Galactica. It's been several years. But Aquila actually asked for a meet at it's sort of a mid-priced inn, like not incredibly high class, but not like dirt poor, in a fairly safe area of the city.
Well, when we're done paying for our meal, I want you to throw a Fey coin out to the waiter and just say, "Keep the change."
I've given you Latveria. Do the three of you meet there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Aquila meets you sort of like is eating downstairs and goes, I believe, had you given your real names?
Yeah, I think so. I don't see why not.
Okay.
Such as they are, sure. I've got one if anyone cares.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when we met, she was too busy figuring out what to do with the prisoner. I don't know if we were formally introduced or not.
He goes, Twylla? Dominik, Samantha? Care for something to eat?
I think Twylla says, sure, and then takes something off of her plate and eats it.
She goes, I should rephrase that. Would you like something to eat that I can order for you?
Oh no, this is fine.
I graciously
wait.
I say,
are you dating the Queen's Guard? Are you dating the Queen's Guard?
There might be an attempt.
We
No, she's the one eating off her plate.
Weekend off at the same time, and we hang out. That's all.
I pick up on the fact that she's eating the Queen Guard's French fries. Oh my God, those two.
I certainly would not presume. I'd be happy to. I'll be happy to put in my order with you.
Okay. Yeah, if you put in order for something to eat or drink.
I can't get away with the kind of things Twylla gets away with.
Yeah, kind of looks back and like ale, wine, water.
Ooh, wine would be good. Because I'm fancy.
Order some wine for you. And then comes back with drinks for you and just kind of holds them out. Like, goes, it'd be wonderful if you join me for dinner. However, I really do suggest if you go upstairs and wash up first. Kicks the dust of the road off of you some. Room 6 is open.
I'm sorry, are you calling us unclean?
He goes, I think washing up in room 6 might be profitable for you.
And I'm regal, so I'm already like, you know.
Yeah, watch there be assassins in room 6. Well, so much for that. New campaign.
We'll have to make new characters. And then
So yeah, I can take a hint.
Yeah, I think Twylla doesn't totally take the hit, but realizes that, like, she's going to be losing this battle, so she kind of, in a huff, follows the other two.
Alright, so room 6 as you enter, it's a like a small suite, and it's got like a washing basin bowl and that stuff in there. And seated across from the doorway is kind of a very slight man, kind of like nondescript sort of person you wouldn't necessarily notice if you go someplace.
Like the blind guy with the towels that hangs out in the washroom to let you, when you wash your hands, you tip him for a towel to dry your hands.
I haven't noticed it. He's probably very angry at me. But he looks up and goes, I am Lafayette Tinmouth. I am the Queen's spy master.
So you are the face that we were desperately trying to connect with over the past few days.
Oh man, biting back the comments right now. Oh, are you? Congratulations on finding all that information that saved her life. But no, I just nod politely.
He goes, you'll forgive me for the meeting that we're about to have if we make sure that you're disarmed?
Is there a basket or something by the door?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do the thing where I pull out the knife on my belt, and the one on my wrist, and the one on my ankle, and the one on my back.
Sure.
Okay. Are you keeping anything on you?
Just my razor sharp wit.
I think that Twylla is probably keeping, like, I think that one of her hair clips probably, actually, is pretty pointy. So I think she keeps that in, but everything else.
If I have to cosh somebody with my coin purse, so be it.
Say, Michael, Twylla is someone that knows you haven't lived until you've pulled someone's eye out with some hair accessories.
Yeah, so he kind of like softly does like a knock on a thing next to him, and the door behind you opens up. You can kind of see the door across the hall closing, and someone comes in, clearly veteran, and just goes. And then the Lafayette goes, "You wouldn't mind just a very quick search?"
This is
Have at it.
the other shoe must be spectacular, I say, and offer myself for a search.
Yeah, so they kind of search. They don't grab the thing. Then he grabs like the kind of the bolster he put it in. He goes, "These are yours. They'll be brought back to you, of course." And he leaves the room, and then into the room comes the queen from across the hall.
Woof!
And she just sort of comes in and sits on just a small bed, and looks you over. And she's like,
I give a curtsy as I'm supposed to.
Yeah, definitely. Like suddenly stand up and bow, like scramble to what is even happening.
She just goes, "So I wanted to meet who saved me." I guess my question, and I'm massively grateful, but why?
I can't speak for them, Your Majesty. I felt it was my duty.
Well, my father was a locksmith here in the city, and I've lived long enough to see the fortunes of him and men like him rise and fall. And when I found out when we found out what we did, I knew that life is hard, but I knew life would be worse if they had been able to, with your, rest his soul your brother and rest his soul your brother on the throne and the people who put him there running the show, life would have been worse. I believe that.
Yeah, I think Twyla kind of like raises her eyes a little bit. I think she says, I have no reason to want you off the throne. You have done good things while you were there. I'm familiar with your father's work, and I trust that he did right by the kingdom appointing you.
And she's also been queen for 10 years at this point. So this is one where she's actually brought some prosperity, and because no one thought she was going to be queen, she was actually much more kind of the royalty of the people. Because she would kind of be out and about, because it didn't matter if she interacted with people who were too far beneath their station or whatever, because the thought was her brother was going to be queen. She is legitimate, but not really seen as such in the eyes of a number of people. So she kind of grew up not thinking this is where she was going to end up. But Lafayette's just desperate to ask. A lot of the how much of the papers and proof and such did you pass over?
I think by the time we were talking to the Queen's champion, I'd passed over everything I had to either him or to was it Lady who was the noblewoman whose door we knocked on previous session?
Octavia Wicker-Bray.
Okay, so I think Lady Bray got some of the damning information, and then by the time the Queen's Guard showed up, they got the rest.
Okay. Just a lot of the information we found mentioned fake coins. Is this something you'd found?
I mean, there's not much like. Unless I get a oh, is that a
Twylla has thoughts on that.
A lot of stuttering and stammering all of a sudden.
Whoops.
No.
Okay. So if I'm getting a signal from Twyla that we should watch what we say here. I mean, I did slam one down on the table.
She wouldn't have known what it was.
Wait,
I will say they claimed to be shipping quite a number around, but well, I only really got my hands on the one.
And you had turned over that one?
I think I flashed it.
She goes, a lot of people think that there's still Fey magic intertwined with them. None of the court wizards know anything about it, whether it's true or not. But I owe you 3 a great deal. Because, of course, without saying that I'm definitely forgiving the thieveries you were probably in the middle of when you discovered all of this.
I would like to retcon that I did not explicitly lie to the Queen by commission. If I can rephrase what Dominik said, that it's a lie of omission that he has more than one coin.
I know that works well in relationships.
Yeah,
well, I didn't say I wasn't going to see my ex.
I don't have fake coins.
Coins? Oh, fake coins. A fake coin? I do not have a fake coin. But she goes, I owe you all a great deal, and I thought it was important to meet you. Also, I'm aware that the Jackdaws have been through a very difficult time here in the last few weeks with some of the hawks coming in, and unfortunately, there comes a point where my spy master, sort of good as he is more concerned with international affairs. Things that affect me a little more specifically. Well, that we tend to think affect me a little more specifically, and what happened with the Jackdaws was not. As far as we had known, it was another crew essentially trying to move its way in. I'm aware of the need for the Jackdaws. People will steal and thieve regardless, but the thing about a Thieves Guild is when you have them, it does keep people in line. It keeps things from getting too violent because that brings down police where individuals aren't beholden to each other.
And respectfully, Your Majesty, if it were not for the goodwill that the Jackdaws have experienced here in the city, we would not have been in place to protect you.
She goes, because right now I'm concerned about enough of my treachery going missing to reward you for how much I owe, because we have a lot of people within our own ranks that are now suspect. Though you are owed a great deal. So there's 2 things I would like to propose. One, if the 3 of you have a favor that you need to ask at any time, my life, my kingdom is beholden to you. Also, if on occasion you would want to take some lucrative jobs, sort of low risk, to help out Lafayette, a good amount of money can be shunted your way without certain people following up the money trail. We hire agents all the time.
I think Twylla kind of perks up at that, it visibly perks up at that possibility. She says, anything to help you, Your Majesty. I'm always in the mood for some lucrative missions.
So, you'll have to tell me the story. What happened?
I suppose it was luck that led us onto this trail. And I guess I will provide an edited account of my I'll provide an edited account of the assault on Lord Telbrook's estate. Trying not to incriminate myself too much in front of Her Majesty and the Royal Spy Master of criminal activities, but laying out that.
Well, she's already told you are pardoned for
any thievery, right? Any commission of
right up to this.
We began at the beginning.
Immunity, sweet.
But I'm assuming kind of an edited version where you're leaving out the Vay coin, you're leaving out.
Sure, I will acknowledge that. I will acknowledge that this group supposedly had access to Fey coin. I will leave out the fact that I was hauling 6 of it around. If they want to read between the lines, they're welcome to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, we heard rumors about your Bay coins or whatever, but nothing solid.
I do lay out that putting 2 and 2 together. I definitely mentioned the foreign witches by name.
At which point Lafayette makes some notes.
And I note that given some of the conversations that they were having at Ravenholm, I believe that this conspiracy had at least 8 Fey coin.
You said 8?
8.
Yeah, at which point Lafayette... 8. That is... A little while since the rhyme. They had enough for a wish. And then she sort of looks, she's like, if Fey coin can actually be used, when's the last time you've heard of anyone actually using Fey coin magically? And he just kind of shrugs, and he's like, the amount we do not know about the Fey. And she's like, well, they don't have it now, so their wish didn't work.
If you did come across any of these Fey coins, I wouldn't mind a chance to study them.
She goes, that's a lot to ask, but if we do find them, that may. And you said you had mentioned you had 1 Fey coin.
I did mention that at some point in this description I mentioned that I had to prove my bona fides by flashing a Fey coin.
She goes, do you still have a Fey coin?
I will produce my 1 Fey coin.
It pulls out the bag, clink, 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 pulls out 1.
Right.
Oh, I will
happily.
And when he pulls it out, it's still shining from inside the pouch.
It's a Pulp Fiction briefcase.
Yeah.
Yes, I will happily present Her Majesty with my 1 Fey coin.
And she kind of takes it and just sort of looks at it. And then she looks over at Samantha and goes, well, I guess you have your wish.
I think you need 7 more for that. No, never mind.
She kind of...
Wait, it's stamped 8 of 8.
And it's signed by the creator. She hands it back and she's like, what are you planning on doing with it?
Well, for starters, my colleague here is very interested in studying it. So that's what does a person such as me do with a thing such as that?
Often sells it to a person such as me. The amount that Fey coins are worth are... Fey coins are used to pay debts between kingdoms. So after it's been studied, if you wish, come talk to us.
Kingdom, I gotta get me one of those.
That is a very compelling offer, and I imagine once my colleague has exhausted her boundless curiosity over this artifact, I am certain I will come pay you a visit.
So she just said she owes us her life and her kingdom. I mean, like, what the hell else can she give us in exchange for this Fey coin, honestly? I mean,
Yeah, I don't know if she can afford this Fey coin.
Right.
Get out your master charge.
you got one of them black cards?
Yeah, like your food is brought up, and she seems, especially she's talking to you, to relax a lot. There's even a point where she goes, she's like, I'm very rarely able to just stop being in my position. It's been a long time since I've been able to do that.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown, Your Majesty.
Yeah. Well, it's a pain in the ass sometimes. You never know. When you have enough money and power, you don't know who's around you because they were your friends, who's around you because they're hoping to put a knife in your back, who you can trust.
Your Majesty, may I give you some advice?
Sure.
They all want to put a knife in your back.
Maybe you should be a better friend. They're gonna less people are gonna put a knife in your back.
What are you
If
doing to
nothing
these
else-
people?
If nothing else, Your Majesty, those papers and the events of the last few days may have provided some stark clarity on that question.
That it has. I mean, I'm lucky I have a small group who's been with me since I was not going to be queen. And we've been through enough that I can trust them for the most part, but with the three of you, with no assurity that you would be rewarded, with no assurity it would even work, you not only found all the information, you've connected a whole bunch of dots, and then you brought us Reese on the eve before they were planning on, well, I think using a wish to have me killed by the ghosts of the ancestors, which would be a fairly large sign to everyone at the mass that I was not supposed to be queen. And then Reese was going to come out of it. Even without that, enough people believe that I shouldn't be there since I'm not full royalty. So, and then she just kind of gets a look and she just like swigs some wine. At which point Lafayette goes, "My lady," and she just sort of looks. She's like, "I'm going to drink. It's your job to make sure no one recognizes me on our way back."
I think Twylla kind of wraps a hand around the queen and is like, yeah, let her drink.
I think the queen makes the crown, not the other way around. And I didn't know that was going to rhyme when I said it.
She goes, "Awful people get power. But I think soon we have to be returning. I am absolutely in your debt. Not just for saving me, but also for one of the most normal evenings I've had in a while, and that normal evening was thanking the people that risked their lives to save me. So,
Well, if you get bored and want to come along for a job sometime, just let us know. We'll set something up.
she looks over at Lafayette, and Lafayette just goes, "No." And she's like, "I am not allowed." I'm afraid
It's a lot of
Lafayette's
fun.
decided to ground me.
It's a lot of fun, Mom.
So now she's like, I believe there's a decent chance we may see if you're willing to do a little bit of spying for us here shortly, and I'm sure there will be a nice-sized purse coming your way.
I am looking forward to hearing that. Our colleagues in the Jackdaws are no longer languishing in a hawk's cell.
They are free. They should be coming back. Taking control of everything may take a little bit again. I mean, I'm sure some people have moved in, but there's only been a very short time, so nobody's actually, as far as we're aware, no one's been able to dig in. You just have several people who are making some plays. Jackdaws come back together. that should take care
I
of
hate to
the
be the pedantic asshole here, but you really mispronounced underlings. Colleagues? We are the jackdaws.
I was well. I did well speak. I would say speak for yourself, but I would say speak for the two of us. But what I do not tell Her Majesty or Her Majesty's Spy Master is we have some aggressive house cleaning to do once we get our people back.
Mm-hmm.
I think dead in a ditch might be too good for Wigan.
Oh, that's what I have to search for.
Drawn and quartered.
Are we going to host a murder?
Oh, it's one of those parties where you all dress up and you gotta be like, oh, I'm the murder party? Is that... Why is everyone looking at me? Is that not the game we're gonna play?
We're going to play, like, Find the Werewolf, but really kill people?
I'm afraid you have to die. What do you mean? No, I mean literally die. Okay.
But be careful because the murder you host might be your own.
I'm trying. I swear at some point, and I'm trying to find it, that we actually mentioned who the leader of the Jackdaws was.
I remember a name. I remember hearing a name. That's all I remember.
Okay, so we might come up with a new name, because as I'm looking through some stuff, I'm like, I have no idea where that information went.
I believe it was like a council of two, Dominik and Twylla or something like that.
And then eventually, the Queen's people sort of escort her out. You've been in the room. They brought up some other drinks for you.
I am kind of curious what kind of power play Twylla wants to make in the Jackdaws.
We'll say Zeta Hightown is the current head of the Jackdaws. Also, in the folder, I put a thing as Project Dark NPCs, and so I'm using that to kind of keep more permanent track of those things now that things will be recurring. And y'all are free to add to it. I think you have write access to that folder. All right. Yeah. So, are you looking into stuff with the Jackdaws? We'll give a little time if there's some people you want to talk to, some things you want to explore before you are approached about a possible gig. Samir Naga?
From Office Space. Like, no one could ever pronounce his last name, so like, and then there's that Samir Naga not gonna work here anymore.
It's been a long time since I've seen Office Space. Well, you're
if this guy can't even hold a guild together with the Queen's support, I don't really think he belongs in power. That's all I'm saying.
Well, he had done it fairly well, but it was a conspiracy that brought in mercenaries to uproot them. Wigan was essentially like kind of second. So, what do you do after dinner with the Queen?
I think as we're walking to wherever our next engagement is, I will say quietly to Twylla, you and I have something of a blank check with the Jackdaws now.
I think Twylla kind of looks sidelong at Dominik. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I am torn with how I want to use that
If nothing else, if nothing else, if nothing else, Zeta owes both of us a great deal of favors. A great many favors.
And I think that I think Twylla maybe says like, leader of the Jackdaws does have a nice ring to it. I guess my question would be like, would we be able to go on as many missions as leaders?
As long as we don't have a stuffy spy master that keeps you from doing fun stuff.
One of the big problems with becoming a leader is it's the amount of people that you have to know and sort of have powers and favors and such over. It also does mean that you spend a lot of time essentially negotiation, bribery, all sorts of things to make sure that the Jackdaws are able to continue. Generally, the leaders don't go out on jobs because that's how you get caught.
So what you need to do is be like restructure it like a corporation where you're the board and you appoint a CEO to deal with all that tedious crap.
I mean, I'm thinking along the lines of seniority means we get the choice opportunities dropped in our lap.
Yeah, and I feel like some shadow operations, like low-key puppet masters of the Jackdaws, but like not. We don't really do the. We don't do all of the time-consuming stuff.
Your politics mean nothing to me. Now fetch me a latte.
I mean, we can certainly parlay the fact that we saved the Jackdaws and also saved Zeta's ass into, if you'd like us to keep doing this, you might want to keep us happy.
Yeah, I can picture like next time they're scolding you, like, you guys really fucked up tonight, and you're like, yeah, it kind of reminds me of that time we saved your ass, you know?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you still want to be in prison where the doves took you, or the hawks took you? Is that what you want? Because I could probably call them up again.
The queen still owes me a favor.
Yes, we single-handedly prevented the organization from being dismantled, but what have we done for you lately?
Yeah, no, I'm liking that arrangement.
Yeah, so I'm assuming it's one of the things you probably could have talked to them. Did you want them to let Zeta know that the three of you are why the Jackdaws have been released?
Oh, hell yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Zeta is very much looking forward to meeting with you.
Well, who wouldn't be?
All right. Where do you? You searching out Zeta, or are there people you wanted to see?
I think we need to go rent a storage unit to store all these favors people owe us.
I mean, that's the great thing about favors is they're immaterial, right? Which is also the bad thing about favors.
Not if you make them pay you.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm just tagging along with them because I'm not really in the guild, but I'm up for lording over some people.
Yeah, Zeta's open to meeting you at her personal house. All right. Yeah, she greets you at the door. She's, you can see like a few kind of like some bruises and such that are healing just from when they got captured. Still some scrapes and such along her arms and knuckles. It looks like she gave pretty well when she was taken. And she's like, Twylla, Dominik, Samantha, please come in. This is.
We can certainly vouch for her.
Yeah, from what I've been told. It's not very often the Queen's spy master pays a visit even to me. something to drink?
You know me well.
Yeah, she pours what you like. Dominic? Samantha?
Certainly.
Okay. So,
It's a.
oh, sorry.
Oh no, I was. I was going to say I was going to say something along the lines of it's a shame that that Wiggin isn't here to share his drink with us. He hasn't skipped town yet, has he?
No, why is that?
You may want to curtail his movements before too long. I regret to. The good news is if you have any. The good news is if you had any frustrations working with him, they're not going to be much of an issue for much longer.
So what exactly did he do?
I provide whatever information is necessary to secure the. I dropped the names that name dropped him as part of the conspiracy.
Yeah. So the thing is, that you're not only able to indicate Wiggin. It also means that where did I put his name? Oh, wrong one. The what the hell was his name? The one that owns. I don't think it's here. Duggart.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was being kept underneath the inn.
I mean, the locksmith was not entirely not on board with it either.
Well, because the locksmith just had an entrance to the sewer. I don't think you ever you got the. Oh wait a minute. I had to bring up the names. I have those in another file. But there was the. I think it was Duggart's, who owns the one-eyed giant.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the one that owned the gambler. Yeah, the gambler's den. So yeah, basically, all three of them seemed like they were a problem.
I mean, we told him to his face we want in on the conspiracy,
Oh, yeah.
and he was like, "I know a guy. Give us a couple days."
Yeah, he's like, those are.
They're getting wild down in Cutthroat Alley these days.
Yeah, it's essentially three of the pillars of Cutthroat Alley. All of them were behind.
They may have to rename that place.
Maybe well named. Okay.
Best not to let on that a gambling den is cursed, but
Yeah, we'll have them replaced and taken care of.
I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but hey, but I'm glad to report that you're still here.
And I betrayed no one. I know, because otherwise I would not have been thrown in jail. Mercenaries. The hell. So, we definitely owe you a great deal. Any price or
Wine's a
position
good-
jump out at you?
This wine's a good start.
Wine.
I appreciate the work that you have been putting into making the Jackdaws a stable and supportive force in the city. I am glad that they continue. I'm glad that they continue to exist to be that.
Trying to keep violence down, which keeps the police off of our backs, which means we can operate with minimum amounts of bribes to get people out.
Gives us all plenty of novel opportunities for employment.
Because it's all selfish. It's not to help all of you. It means that I spend less time trying to track down police and set bribes and keep our people free. Put the infrastructure down first, the rest of it becomes a lot easier. But there will be some upheavals. We need to look into find out who else was a part of this, see who we can get rid of.
I don't know. Zeta, I'm a locksmith's son. You know, I can cook books as well as the next accountant, but I can't say as I'm deeply excited to run a thieves guild's treasury. On the other hand, I'm happy to keep the wheels moving from the ground level.
Okay.
Finance does help one know what's worth stealing.
She goes, okay, well, let's talk. There's a pretty good chance that anyone who's going to go after the Thieves Guild is first going to need to, or the Jackdaws, are first going to need to be able to get hold of this treasury. So the person who's been in charge of that is suspect, to say the very least. But suffice it to say, I owe the three of you a great deal. The Saturday itself does, because we'll be able to keep things a little better for everybody. If some lose a little bit of their purse or belongings, well, that's better than their lives.
And my colleague here, what is your guild, Samantha? Like, who are you associated with?
The Smiling Sisters.
And
is that like a thieves guild, or is that something different?
I think it's like a loose guild where we're more like the academic magic people, so we're kind of are quasi-mercenary for other crews when they need our special talents. Since we're kind of rare, it wouldn't make sense for us to be in one group, one guild or the other, because everyone needs our services eventually. So possibly also sometimes serve as like fences, or even like, hey, here's this thing we want you to steal for us, and we'll pay you for it, and give you a discount on the next job you hire us for. Or something.
My colleague from
the Smiling Sisters.
My colleague from the Smiling Sisters is inordinately interested in any information about magical opportunities or the occult or the Fae. I'm sure that if word comes to you of various supernatural happenings on the Saturnine, you know at least one pair of interested ears.
I'm certain she won't be at all surprised to hear that happens very occasionally, but not too often. We tend to deal with stores and manor houses and regular folk, but occasionally we run into something. I can have people keep an eye out. All right, and just anything anybody wants to do while you're sort of drinking and talking with her that evening? Anything specific people want to bring up?
I think that maybe Twylla might try to ask for some like. I imagine that Zeta probably has an in with some pretty big political heads and probably has some dirt on them, and I think that Twylla is probably going to ask for some of those secrets just to have in her arsenal, and to just keep the information flowing.
Okay. Yeah, she's like, oh, yeah, once this upheaval happens, we find out who's still in place. It'll take a little bit for us to essentially reevaluate the books, so to speak, because there's going to be a lot of changes in the Web of Power. But once we're able to take a look at that, we will definitely talk.
That is all I ask, dearie. And then she takes a long sip of wine.
I'm happy to offer my services consulting on any bookkeeping that the Jackdaws need. Can't say as I want to be tied down in a leadership position, though. I think I would go stir crazy within the month.
You have no idea. I miss sometimes what it was like to break into a house, pick a pocket.
Well, what are you doing tonight? Let's go find a house.
I am dealing with purges and having people disappeared.
You can arrange a double date with the queen. She's kind of interested too.
Do you say that?
Yeah, I do.
She kind of cocks her eye for a moment. The queen?
She gets really bored in that throne room.
Have you actually met the queen? Well, I mean,
Brief-
you probably have. The
briefly.
spy master came and talked to me. That doesn't happen if the queen doesn't order it. Okay. Anything anybody wanted to explore or hit before you are approached about a possible gig?
I just want to confirm that I still have access to the other 3 Fey coin.
Yep.
Or I think the other 2 because I'm holding 2.
Do you want mine back so they can be stored or hidden appropriately?
I'm not going to take a magical artifact away from you, and I feel like the best way to protect the Fey coin may be to not stash them all in one place.
Well, yeah, I meant like
That didn't work so well for
yeah. Where did the other 2 come from? Because I played the first session with a different group where we got the first 6, but where did the other 2 come from?
Oh, we only have 6.
Oh, okay.
You actually could have found the other 2 in Ravenholm.
Is that the second session?
Yeah, I presumed that to do that I would have to attempt a frontal assault against 2 witches, and that wasn't happening.
Yeah.
Because I played the first session with a different group, and then 3 and 4 with you. So because I wasn't there for the second session, you guys screwed it up. I see. I understand now. I'm caught up.
Yeah, you want to get into a magic duel with 2 witches? Good luck. Maybe I can knock one out first to make it even the odds.
Pop them on the head.
Yeah. Plonk one on the head, get turned into a frog by the other.
Bop them on the head.
Yeah. you just sneak past them. We're thieves, right?
You just seduce them. That's the power move right there.
I'm just a nerdy, squirrely academic. I don't have powers of seduction.
Every time I try that,
Or do I?
Could you go away, please? Okay, go in this way, because that's what you want. And I always give the ladies
All right.
what they want.
Yeah.
Over
If you change your mind, I'll be in the library. No, I have no plans until we get our next marching orders or marching request.
Okay. Anybody else? Sweet. So, after about a week, so there's about a week where there's a good amount of upheaval in like the Thieves Guild. There are Wigan and a few others disappear from view. There's a shakeup, including a number of people sort of at the top. These, in certain respects, it wasn't terribly hard to find them because the people who were not arrested were the ones who were being set. I mean, there were some who escaped, but the ones who were higher up.
I need to get you 2 in hiding. If people who weren't arrested are disappearing.
Luckily, we happen to know the people who ought to be disappeared.
And the thing is, it's like the ones that were higher up, who, and not all of them. I mean, some of them have managed to escape. Some of them were like legitimately elsewhere when things came through because it had been fairly well planned in kind of coming in and sweeping up all these people. So at that point, there's been just a lot of kind of uncertainty, and the same thing is happening. There are you're seeing the military in the streets, not necessarily in the parts of town that you live in, but in some of the better parts, as some of the heads of some of the various houses are being rounded up, and there's a number of people have left for their countryside estates. There is a marked lack of the rich folks in the Saturnine right now, and a bunch of them, some of them just got out because it's just easier to. Some of them are definitely guilty, but everyone's a little paranoid when a queen starts looking for people who might have been betraying her.
But their houses are still there.
And the three of you ever meet places, or like are there places you?
Yeah, I think we probably are starting to.
Sure, I think we found We found a park at some point to interact with Samantha. We probably have a few.
Yeah,
a few.
You know, I've discovered in the last few days that hanging out with them is kind of fun, so I've probably been doing that more.
All right. While you're there, almost sort of melting out of the air around you, Lafayette Tinmouth just sort of like comes out of a crowd that's kind of a bit in the distance, very visible. And again, normally the kind of person people don't notice, but you've met him. And he walks over. We have what should be a relatively low-risk job. It's a little bit of information, a little bit of spying. We're worth 1,000 each, and anything you happen to take.
It's quite an intriguing opening.
Have you heard of the Waystone Inn?
That's a fancy place, that.
It's a bit outside of town. It's one of those places. It's essentially out where a bunch of the rich estates are. There's also farms and other stuff in that area, but it is a fairly well-to-do inn that is about a half day's ride out of town. Well, Waystone Inn not only has the inn itself, there is a small jail there. And as far as what we've been told is one of our spies is apparently been taken there. There is a secret jail underneath. What we're looking for is, we believe something is going to be happening at the Waystone Inn. Possibly with conspirators. We're just looking for a bit of information.
And I presume the release of your spy.
Yeah, we'd like our spy back. We also want to find out, if at all possible, what's being planned, because some of the things we've heard, there are a number of people who are suspected who have chosen to congregate in homes and such that are not terribly far from the inn itself.
Is this more house cleaning from the events of last week?
A little bit. We're tracking down some of the last. So a few of the ones we're aware of either been captured or we know have completely left the country.
Did you arrange for a carriage and some servants and guards to accompany us?
Well, we can get you a carriage. As far as servants and guards, that we can't do right now. We kind of need as many people as we can.
All right. Well, I'll look at the two of them and I say, well, I may have the two servants I need. I might get to wear my nice dress this week.
I think Twylla kicks you.
Let's say, can you arrange for a carriage and servants and guards that are completely unrelated to us to show up as a distraction?
No, I'm thinking I can pass as a noblewoman. You two obviously can pass as servants. So I'm thinking that might be our inn. That we may not have to sneak around.
I think Twylla may fight you for that noblewoman position.
I am the regal thief. It's on my character sheet.
I want it now, Daddy.
Yeah, no, I don't know that Twyla's going to agree to be a servant. I think that she would much rather sneak in. Dominik, if you want to be a servant, you are more than welcome to, but...
Yeah, I think Dominik passes for a servant. Wait, where'd he go? Is he on the roof?
I will call you boy, and everything I say, you must just say as you wish.
So what do y'all do?
I mean, I'm okay taking this job unless people want to shop for non-conspiracy related jobs.
think Twyla's good with this job. I think that she's going to politely ask for 500 up front and then 500 when the job is done.
He actually gives each of you 1,000 now.
Whoa.
Well, they do know where we live.
There'll be more when you come back.
I think Twyla's going to go up, pat his cheek. Thanks, dearie.
And there's he just gets this. Alright. You head to the inn?
Yeah. I think I am going to try to get some people, because I could serve as a distraction maybe as a guest.
All banter aside, Dominik is willing to start as a servant and cover and use that, throw some cards into disguise as servant, but that's basically to carry him over until the point that he needs to climb a wall.
Yeah. No, I mean, we need to stay. I mean, you guys don't understand. Helga makes these amazing breakfast scones that you have to try while we're there.
Well, did you say scones?
Breakfast scones.
I've always wanted breakfast scones. And then I think Twyla agrees.
And they are to die for. And since we don't know yet how this job is going to go, you should have some.
I want scones.
Please, may I have scones? All right. So so Dominik's dressing up as a servant.
That's a reasonable starting position.
I mean, if you do well, I'm sure there's a promotion in your future.
And Samantha's going as like lower nobility.
Yeah, which is what she is. So.
And then Twyla.
Yeah, I think that Twyla might go as a servant anyway because she wants the scones.
All right. If you want,
I'm going to add a point in. I think I just earned a point in persuasion.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to refill my drink real quick. If you want to pull 6 cards in your hands, you'll have time to prepare. Pull 6 cards, and then what you can do is put those into the disguise. The only thing to keep in mind with disguise, the 5 and the 4 up above, that becomes the amount of cards you're able to have total. And
oh, not again.
What?
Or, I think 28 is actually my correct number of cards.
Mm-hmm.
Are we still on SK3KX for the playing cards?
What the hell did you say?
Oh,
The trailing link.
Yeah,
is
that's
it like,
right.
the slug on the playing cards URL.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to confirm, I do have my deck size is 28, right?
I think so.
Because I might have, because if my deck size is 29, I dropped a card onto Twyla's deck.
Just hit recall and shuffle.
There we go. Yes, in fact, I did drop a card onto Twyla's deck.
All right, I'm gonna grab a drink real quick. I'll be right back.
Right. This need to practice this long sweeping arc of drawing cards that doesn't draw across the other 2 decks. Wow, those cards are junk.
Yeah, I'm shuffling mine a few times before I draw. Oh yeah, this is what mommy likes. If I have my cool king, do I get an extra card?
What were you saying?
If I have my cool king, do I get an extra card?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
My king that lets me up the stealth level.
Oh yeah, the problem with that is if you're using it like in the inn itself, everything would suddenly kind of become darker. It's one thing if you're in a dark
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's one thing in a place where it's just being lit by some candles and such. But if suddenly just the regular thing of the inn just goes, whomp, that's something you're able to activate. You're basically able to cast it.
Okay.
Just bring an aura of darkness in with you would be a little. It would pop out.
So I've put 4 cards into my disguise. Is everybody seeing those 4 cards, or do we all have our own disguise slots?
There's not enough room for me to put disguise slots for everybody. So what happens is people have got. You can maybe just slot them in underneath or something, or just kind of put them across from your deck.
Yeah, I can do that.
And how does the disguise work?
So basically, when you go through and you put one in, also when it's in play, each +1 lie believed lets you disguise 1 card from your hand without an NPC noticing, so you can refill it if you're lying to somebody. So what it lets you do, you keep them face down on your character sheet. You can look at them anytime, even rearrange them to help you keep track of them. During play, you can draw from your disguise instead of your deck anytime you're allowed to draw from your deck. Draw cards from your disguise in any order you like, then move any remaining disguise cards leftward into the empty spots of disguise. Therefore, if your disguise has any blank spots, you should be able to move all the cards. They should always be to the right of all disguise cards. Never return cards to your disguise. If you do something and put some face down for +1 lie believed, you can take one from your hand and put it in there. Yeah, and then basically disguise level works with like another NPC stealth level. NPCs roll against it to see through your disguise. If they roll higher on the dice than your disguise level, they do not believe what you say you are what you say you are. Whether they recognize you as a thief or a specific thief depends on the fiction. If it equals your disguise, they doubt you in your word but aren't yet sure what to do about it.
So
you also
then
can take action to prevent them sneaking around or talking, that kind of stuff.
Then do we draw back up to our 6th?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, dude.
Okay. So, as you see here, as you approach there on the carriage, you have a couple different things. Actually, y'all would be over here. So there is the inn itself, which is this sort of large building here. There is a smithy up here. Oh wait, let me double check. It might be the other way around. Oh. That's the Emporium, like a kind of a store where they sell a bunch of goods and stuff. Over here we have a smithy. And then there is the small jail that you passed on your way in. You notice that there are several other carriages, because like basically around the side, up on the north part of the actual inn is like the stables. There's already at least one carriage. There's one carriage there and a number of horses.
Is this like the loading zone? Do those look like carriages? Oh, that's where the empty, like after the horses are taken off. Okay, yeah. That's just where they're stored.
And honestly, there aren't that many. There aren't that many there. There's a few things that have been kind of brought around there because primarily they can't really keep them just right at the thing itself. Yeah, that is in particular the. Yeah. So I'm assuming you go into the inn itself first?
Yeah.
Alright. I am going to copy your tokens over at the inn. There are 2 guards kind of in front of it. Right now, they have no reason to really kind of pay you mind. So if you go kind of directly right. Now in this part of it, you are looking at about a 3 stealth level. Kind of well lit. Now I have a few people and things sort of like here. What these are like they kind of represent people a little more important, but there are other people sort of all throughout. You got the. You also come down. There's the 4 guards in front of the stairs to the south. But beyond that, it's a fairly busy sort of dining area and places for people to drink. You got people kind of all throughout it. And this one little secret here is not a secret door. Which is why I did not put a thing in front of it.
Is it a wall or a public door?
No, it's just an open doorway.
Okay.
What do you want to do? You got the bartender kind of up chatting with someone at the bar itself. You've got people coming out. There's a kitchen. It looks to the north because occasionally you see someone pop out of that with some food to deliver to one of the tables.
Marcel, do be a dear and see if they have rooms available for us. Marcel.
So the people around you like, why isn't your servant listening to you?
Who are you referring to?
Marcel. Unless you're disguised as a Marcel.
Which of you feels Marcellish?
I'll be Marcel. I guess I go up to the. Does there seem to be?
Her father really wanted a boy.
So you head towards the bartender?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. A lifetime has taught you when to be a little careful as you head up someplace. And so you maybe take a moment on your way there to listen in. Do we want to have Paul and Will take Aquila and Maris?
Bit light tonight.
Wait, which one is? Oh, Aquila is the bartender. Okay. I thought the bartender was a third character, and I was like waiting for. Okay. You'd think a near coup would get the people drinking, Maris. Or Maris.
It's tense in here. More guards than you normally see. Clearing out of the Saturnine?
Guilt by association is a problem with a paranoid queen.
She's paranoid, is she?
Well,
They tried to depose her with Reese.
some have been welcoming it.
Doesn't matter who's on the throne. We never see the benefits of empire.
Yeah. Maris, on Sunday, stay at home. Things are going to get interesting. We've got some people coming who... I think you're supposed to interrupt me. We've got some people coming who...
Oh. Yeah.
Who else would be a pain in my ass if something happened to you?
I can think of a few who want the chance.
Hello. You're still looking into the bank job?
Barrington's is wide open.
As the volume
And
fades.
then you sort of look, and Aquila sort of looks up and is like, yeah.
Good evening. My lady is wondering if there are rooms available.
Kind of takes a moment, looks over, goes, who's your lady?
You mean you don't recognize her?
Linnea Helfrecht.
So you,
Marcel, see if Helga still is in the kitchen. It's been years since I've been here.
as she kind of looks over, and so the question here is, do you want me to just make the roll to see if she is like, I mean, the thing is, it wouldn't be like freaking out or whatever. There's nothing to necessarily make it suspicious yet. Or do you want to play cards to make her believe the lie?
The role would have to be what? It would have to match my disguise?
If it matches, she's suspicious. If it's below, it works. If it's above, it's like I don't believe. More than like I have no idea who that is. Like she'll be more curious at this point.
Yeah, I'll trust the roll.
Okay. And she's less concerned. She wouldn't necessarily recognize a. Yeah, it's a 4. So yeah, she kind of looks over at the lady, and goes, "Not someone I know of the Saturnine royalty. Who is she?"
And I'll say I heard that. Linnea Helfrich from the whatever neighboring region. Or probably like 2 regions away. But indignant, like the crest on the brooch isn't obvious.
Go ahead and make your play. Now, what do you have as far as social skills?
Good, I hope.
Social skills, good.
How do I not have charm if I'm a freaking...
My social skills are pretty good. Could I assist?
I think Twylla should probably be the one doing it.
Okay.
Maybe in that case.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So, wait, so am I making a play now? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What's suited?
We'll say on this one, a little bit of metal hearts.
Okay. All right. I think that the finesse is also going to be a part of this because I think I'm going to have to pretty deftly handle myself here. So we've got that. We've got. All right. So that's a 14 over 3 cards.
And what is your social skills?
Good. Very, very good.
What? How many checks would you have, and what? Like with what you're saying, what you're using?
So I have 2 charm.
Okay. So with those 3, I think we can probably just treat this as we would combat. Do you want to use that to basically like you can lower your suspicion? You can kind of like make it so that she'll be less suspicious. With those 2 things, you could do +1 lie believed if you needed to.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do +1 lie believed.
Okay. Because usually 2 is about the tolerance for a lot of people. When you start getting more than 2 cards, they can get a little bit suspicious. So yeah, there's a moment where she just goes, and you said from where?
Huh? Oh.
Two regions over. I assume we would have like gone over some basic information in case we were separated and questioned.
What brings you to the Saturnine?
She was invited by the Queen herself.
I think that sound that Will just made.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a brief second of her going a little stiff.
Based on what you heard, maybe she's hiding from the Queen might have been better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't drinking anything.
Yeah, can we rephrase that? Yeah, I think that she maybe if I... I'm muted.
Fleeing the city. All right, she's gonna mute while she laughs, and then come back.
I keep on. Can I replay that and say that she's actually she is under great suspicion by the Queen and is trying to get back to her hometown.
He smiles. He goes, "You're not the only one. This is a rough time to be anybody right now. Anybody with a name. Looking for a drink? Looking for a room?"
Both.
All right. How many rooms?
Do servants normally get rooms? They don't, right?
It would probably be 2, like one for the family, one for the servants, maybe. They've got 2.
Okay. 2 rooms if you have it.
She goes, "Well, our largest suite right now is taken. We do have one that's what's technically a triple. We have one that's a double, and we could either get a single or a triple."
We'll take the largest room you have. Since you say that your finest room is taken, I suppose second best will have to do.
Yeah, she's like, upstairs, room 19.
Marcel, do find out if Helga's still in the kitchen, and if so, are there any scones left over from this morning?
Twylla rolls her eyes until she hears the word scones, and then she asks, "Does Helga still work in the kitchen by chance?"
You may be thinking of a different place. We don't have a Helga here.
Oh, how unfortunate! I had heard my lady has heard wonders of her scones and is just dying to get her hands on some.
Dissension in the ranks.
Yeah, she just kind of smiles. She laughs. She goes, "You've definitely heard of a different place. Our
Oh no, there was a Helga here 10 years ago when I came in my youth with my family."
She sort of takes a look. She's like, 10 years is a very long time.
1 week is a very long time given the last week.
We're renowned for our meats. We're renowned for many of the things that we make. Our scones are passable, I'll be honest. They're not awful, but they're nothing to write home about. Our mutton, however, that is something to write home about.
The homemade mint jelly?
I think Twylla looks crestfallen, and then she says, "We'll have some mutton then sent to the rooms."
All right. You all head upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay. So on your way, and this is one where, again, your years of experience know the guards kind of have their heads together and are talking fairly intently. I'm assuming someone sort of hangs back to listen.
It would be unseemly for me to do so.
Yeah, I haven't been particularly forward in this engagement, so I can certainly linger hauling things up to the room.
Okay. So here we got Drig, Boulder, Sarah, and Jasna.
Ravenholm's been told not to come.
How do you know?
You're dating their guard captain, right?
He and I are a thing.
I always took you for the kind who like I'm smaller than you.
Adrian is smaller than me, and I kind of look myself up.
Drig and Zara laugh. Takes a moment for Jasna to get it.
Oh, I meant...
Blushing girl.
Shut up!
But if Ravenholm isn't coming...
I don't like it.
As much as they've lost in the past few months, the only reason I'm not running for the door right now is that Strathmill and Burnsides have to be in on it, right?
Let's hope. We're going to need new jobs.
I know a theater troupe that's been traveling to some manor houses that wouldn't mind a guard or two. Things get a bit dicey with the lords and the ladies sometimes.
Strathmill and Burnside are kind of minor nobility who have recently sort of risen in the ranks some. Kind of ones that are perfect for someone who's looking to, well, create a conspiracy.
Excited about advancement opportunities. Mm-hmm. Happy to stir the shit.
Happy about not being decapitated.
Well, I mean, they're not sorry. We might be.
And if you want to pop over to the right, I just copied your things over there. We can delete them if we need to. Actually, let me go ahead and do that.
We all have cards that let us be in multiple places at the same time.
So yeah, as you come up, there's a guard kind of sitting in the chair. There's a couple other people up there sitting and having a drink and talking, but there's a guard sitting in the chair next to those double doors. And the double doors were something you kind of see like a walkway that was up above. As you came in, up above there was a walkway, and that clearly leads over there. And then there is the door to your left leads to the rest of the rooms.
My good man, could you direct us to room 19, I think? Is that what we were told?
Yeah, he just kind of gives you a look and goes, "Gonna be somewhere in there." And he points in this direction.
I'll scoff. I'll scoff in Noblish.
I was too far back down the stairs and didn't hear that, so I'm just gonna start trying to haul the stuff from the carriage through the double doors.
Yeah, as you start to go that way, he stands up and goes, "Can't go there. That's the suite. Suite's taken."
Oh, my mistake. Sorry, they went that way? And pointed the direction of where my colleagues went.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Yeah, it is the first door. As you come in and take a right, it's the first door on the left. I think you probably move yourself up over there. So it is... Nope, over here.
I thought you said the left.
Well, you gotta take a right and then the left.
Gotcha. Excuse me, good sir, wrong room.
Oh, pardon me, I didn't realize someone was in here. Now, the stealth level in the hall. Here, I'll be able to use it. Oh, not going to do that. So the stealth levels in the hall there are upstairs are 3. There are some lights and stuff going in there, but you are able to sort of get to a 5 inside 19.
All right.
Oh, right, that card. That's what was on my deck. I fondly remember you.
Well, I apologize, Twylla. There was a Helga here, but I was much younger.
I was promised scones. I don't see any scones. I'm getting mutton. Who the hell likes mutton?
I mean, I'm partial.
If the mint jelly is right.
Oh, much like the scones were.
I said if this time.
It qualified mint jelly.
She kind of glowers at the two of you.
Little pig, let me in.
Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin.
While I'm eating mutton. You can fit that in there.
I haven't seen that green jelly in forever. Green jello.
Shame we're not in the suite though. I hear it's taken.
Yeah, I wonder who's in there. Intriguing.
It's a nice guest you have in the suite there. Be a shame if something happened to them.
Now, just to clarify out of character, I assume part of our job here is to find out what's happening. But do we actually have an outstanding objective to rescue the spy?
Yeah, they'd like you, if possible, to rescue the spy. Finding out because the spy might, for all they know, be dead. But the one thing they definitely want to try to find out is what happened to him.
So when he was going over the details, it sounded to me like he said that the prison was a secret prison in the basement, but when we got here, the prison was a standalone structure.
No, they said there is a prison that is here, and that prison has a secret basement underneath it.
Oh, the prison has a secret basement. Okay.
I see.
Yeah, I mean, I have a hard time imagining that the secret basement of the prison stretches all the way to the inn, but stranger things have happened.
Yeah. Unless they're holding a whole lot of people there.
I will give you this fake coin if you bring the spy to me.
That's an expensive trade.
Yeah, the fake coin are basically like console commands in this video game.
Is that so on the floor, on the plan of the wide area plan view, are those chimneys or skylights or windows on the inn? The dark rectangles.
Those chimneys.
Chimneys. Okay.
We should have brought our chimney sweep disguises. have been so much easier.
All you need is your accent there.
What time of day is it?
It's early evening.
Okay, so it's not quite it's not quite shimmy along the wall of the end time. That might be later in the night.
I mean, we can always pop forward too.
We have some mutton to eat, so I could take a good amount of darkening time. So I assume there's vegetables and rolls as well.
Yeah, do you wait for the mutton to show up?
I'm not going down to get it. I'm paying for this room. They're bringing it to me.
I think Twylla might go down to the kitchen and maybe see if it hurries it along.
Okay.
See if they accidentally drop a scone or two on the plate.
Yeah.
And as you call, you are color with the mask. Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
Yes, I'm the oh, okay. I thought you were asking about me. Sorry.
Okay. So yeah, well, puts you kind of over there. And what are the two of you doing while she goes down and does that?
I mean, I might pace the hallways a little bit, get a sense of what the interior of this floor looks like.
Okay.
And I'm gonna because we didn't actually
thing up and
we did actually bring like snooty noble woman stuff in chests and whatnot, so I'm gonna start unpacking the room in case we get searched to make it look like we're actually legitimate guests.
Okay. So downstairs, Twylla, your stealth level is a 3. Upstairs in the corridor, it's also a 3. So if that becomes important.
These windows on the awning,
Mm-hmm.
are they sealed? Are they openable? And are they large enough to crawl through?
They open enough to get some air and stuff in. You might be able to crawl through, but there's not necessarily a ledge or something out there to kind of stand on.
Okay.
Now, it's one if you want to crawl out and hang and then drop. That drop is very doable.
Which way is the kitchen? Is it over here?
Yep.
Okay.
Those are the doors of the kitchen.
Yeah, I think Twyla's probably going to go over there and then maybe figure out what this crew is up to. But after I go to the kitchen.
Yeah, these are the 4 guards you overheard talking earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, you pop in the kitchen. Do you want to make sure no one notices you popping in the kitchen? I could do a roll against stealth level, or if you want to play cards.
I'll trust the dice. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. Servant going into the kitchen.
See if anybody happens to notice. Yeah, Akila sort of looks over and goes, "Hey, is something you need in the kitchen?"
Yeah, just checking on the famous mutton.
You have 2.
We haven't.
You have a 2 in charm.
Yeah.
That'll be enough. She goes, "Yeah, if you want to poke your head in, just don't piss her off."
Noted.
Good advice.
All right.
Yep. Pissing off the chef is the best way to get your mutton deep fried.
So when you pop in there in the kitchen, it's also stealth level 3.
Okay.
Oh, do I need to move a door?
Where is that? Is that here?
So let me remove the door here. You can head through. Stealth level 3, and you see that there's only 2 of them that are sort of in there, but there's a couple others that are running around and they're sort of getting stuff in there. They haven't noticed you yet because they're busy.
Okay. Which one of them looks like the head chef?
The one that's right by the 2. She's going through and she's kind of working and stuff done.
Yeah,
Which one looks meaner?
I think that I approach and trying to stay out of the way, and I think I just say, "Excuse me, I'm looking for some mutton. My lady is getting very insistent. You know how it is."
Yeah, the mutton is coming. Does your lady wish for us to magic it out of nowhere?
No. Well, yes, but we.
Is it if it's an option? Tell them yes.
She goes, we're working on it. It should be about 10 minutes.
All right. Thank you so much.
It'll be worth it.
That is what I hear. Are you the renowned chef of this area?
Renowned. I'm Hella. I'm the one that works here. She's taking some spices, getting his own stuff together.
How long have you worked here?
She kind of stops and she just goes, I've been here for 3 years. I am busy. I need to get my work done. If you have if it pleases your lady to sit there and watch me do it, that's fine. But I can't stop to talk. I've got work to do.
You ever thought about practicing on some of them scones?
That's strange. How did they manage to both burn and undercook this leg of mutton at the same time?
Whoops.
Because I'm very good.
Yeah. Are there any other lower ranked folk in here that I might be able to glean some information from?
The thing is, in here, everyone's kind of rushing around and doing their thing.
Okay. All right. Well, I might meander my way on out then.
Okay. Are you going out the lobby, or are you going through one of the other doors?
Oh, there are other doors.
Oh, yeah, there are doors. If they don't show up well, there is one here, and then there is one over here.
I see.
Actually, that and that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I might go through one of the other doors. Whee!
Okay. So that one. Yeah, you kind of pop in there. Do you want to play to see if you're noticed? You want to trust the roll?
Trust the roll.
You are in. That was still a 3. Nope, they didn't even notice you. Now, inside here, you're in a larder. You actually have a 5 stealth level in here.
Ooh. Okay.
Move your thing back just a tiny bit.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
There we go. Get the door out of your way. Yeah, so it's a larder. You go in, you're looking around, a lot of foodstuffs, a lot of other things that are sort of in there. Upstairs, I think, Dominik, you said you were kind of pacing the halls. Anything in particular looking at there?
Also, if I've got plenty of time, I might just casually linger by some of the rooms to see if any of them are occupied.
Yeah, as you... Oh, that's one thing I wanted to do. Let me do this real quick. I did this in another map, and I forgot to do it here. Want to do? Yeah, there actually are some where you can kind of see some lights, and let me know if this happens. Light not popped up. Oh, I think that's... Has light popped up in this room over here? We're seeing a little bit of light through the...
I'm seeing a sliver here.
That's
Oh, I know the problem.
Oh, hey, light.
Oh,
So is lights come from here?
there's a light source, but I think since we're not in the room, we can't actually see any rays or anything.
Oh, are you able? You're able to just see the actual thing?
Yeah, I'm able to see the marker.
Okay. Well, actually, I should be able to do.
We share a
Oh.
fireplace with them, right?
There we go. So the ones that you kind of let's not do that. So what I'll do here is copy that. There are a couple ones that you see some light sort of coming from, and these are the ones where you have some people actually in it. There. Yeah, so there are a few places where you've got some people in those rooms. The other ones, as you kind of go by, seem to be empty.
Okay. Oh, well, no. How about I sort of get myself into this room?
Yeah, not going to be hard to do. We're in a small bedroom.
Okay, and then how's this window look as far as getting over to the suite?
The problem is, that side of the suite, there are no windows.
Oh.
As you can kind of see, over here you don't have windows.
Okay, so I want to check these two rooms to see if they have pass-throughs to the walkway.
Okay. Let me do this real quick, and then we'll pop back over. I'm going to just move the doors for those. And Twylla. So
All right. Is there anything in this room that like fine wine or anything that would be worth anything, or not really?
do you have craft or culture?
I have one in craft, and I actually might have something in culture. Yeah, I have 2 in culture. That might be better.
Yeah, there's some stuff in here, like some wines and stuff that you might be able to grab in culture.
All right. Yeah, I think I might be going for that. What's suited?
We'll say in here, your guile. Like, what's the best thing to pick up?
Carrying around a couple bottles of wine on a job comes in really handy, I found.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that I'm also going to say that finesse is suited, just because I think
I
that.
have those cards. Very,
Yep.
Very quiet and stealthy as I grab stuff.
My lady also likes when I magically produce wine out of thin air too.
Yeah.
So that's a 10 minus 1 suspicion.
Okay. So that is going to be. You managed to kind of grab some wine stuff worth 100. Yeah, you have 2 in culture.
Yeah.
About 300. This room is not totally tapped out. There's only about 100 left. You've been in manor houses and other things before with a lot more like wealth in them.
Yeah.
Maybe refill your hand.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I think I'm gonna maybe go into the other room.
All right. Do you want to make a play, or do you want to trust to?
I'm gonna trust.
You got lucky. 2.
Woohoo!
All right.
That's skill, baby.
So for for Samantha and Dominik.
Well, once I get the room kind of dressed up like it looks like we're actually here to stay for a couple of days, I'm also going to then start checking for like secrets, like make sure that the paintings actually have eyes and that they're not.
It's a fairly boring room. As you kind of do check through it for things. Dominik, you're in a position to see that you can there is like a basically the ceiling goes all the way to the top of the second floor, and it's like an open thing from the end, with the exception of that walkway. So there is that walkway that the double doors lead through, but there's not like a direct connection to that walkway. You're muted.
So
if I were to climb out that window, I would fall directly into the lobby, right?
You might be able to actually climb up and over. You might be able to kind of like what do you have in traverse?
2.
You might actually be able to kind of climb up and over. I would make a stealth play to see if you want to go out the window, get one of the support beams, and then climb up over.
Legit.
But like the bar stools are like right below here. That's kind of how it lines up.
Yeah, but it's something like the bartender stuff is underneath that.
What's suited?
Let's go with metal. You need to do this like quickly, and because you don't want to get caught.
Okay. I'm going to say that there's some physicality involved as well. A lot of upper body strength.
Mm-hmm.
So, woof. Okay. I guess I will play 8 -1 suspicion on the play.
Okay.
And I have to strip some of my servant garb off in order to get the appropriate leverage.
Okay. And what was your total suspicion?
Actually, I'm gonna make it 7 -1 suspicion on the play and strip more by disguise.
Okay, what is -1 suspicion mean, though? I mean, how many cards have you played?
Sorry. 7 suspicion is 1.
Okay. Yeah. So nobody kind of notices. You sort of head up, over, and are. I'd forgotten I have my stream deck actually set up for Roll20, which I found out for dynamic lighting, which actually makes this a whole lot easier to pop back and forth and drop you there.
Okay. So I'm going to listen at that door.
You not only listen to the door, but kind of looking through the keyhole a bit. You see that there's one guard in there who is just kind of popping back and forth, and he's just like looks bored and is just looking at some of the artwork on the walls, and then kind of going over it. And he's just kind of like making a quick round in that room, looking extraordinarily bored.
Is the door locked?
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna wait till he's facing a different direction. What's the stealth level on here?
Stealth level you're at right now is a. It'll be a 4.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna wait till his back's turned and he's facing away from the door and headed the other way, and I'm gonna see if I can quietly get the door open and get in that room.
All right. Go ahead and make your play. And Paul, you think you're just kind of waiting right now?
Yeah, I think I'll finish up and then probably next round of action step out and do some stuff.
All right.
What's suited?
We'll say finesse. You've got to be quiet. And then Twylla, you made it into 4. Okay. Twylla, you go into a completely empty room. There are a couple different. It's a stealth level 5 in here, and
Okay.
there are 4 entrances. One of which leads to. There's a little S there. It's not a secret. It's just a door. One of which leads to there's a secondary bar kind of up and above the main bar. That leaves there, and then there are doors in the north wall, and then 2 in the west. The north one in the west, this one over here, leads to the outside.
Okay. I think I will go. Maybe I'll go over to the S door. See what there is to see.
Okay. You sort of peek out the door.
Yeah.
Right now, this bar space is not being used, but they're basically customers are able to sort of walk up in here, and then there is another kind of larger bar up there that's likely used when it's a little busier. However, if you go out there, you're going to be pretty in the open.
Yeah.
And then while you're looking at that, what did you go ahead and play, Dominic?
I played 7 with 2 suspicion.
Okay, that'll be enough.
Have a joker?
Let me. Oh, I have 2 jokers. I replace them in my hand. So yeah, so as you head in, as he is, let me pull up the alertness thing again real quick. Alertness. Yeah, because he's distracted, he's daydreaming, he's bored out of his mind. So yeah, you are able to kind of pop in. He hasn't quite heard you. And I said, there's doors in the north. You see some light coming through from the east. You do not see it from the north and the west.
Okay. Now this is not a very large room, and this guard is basically patrolling it.
Yeah, and he's stuck in this room, and he's just sort of boredly kind of walking from thing to thing, sort of looking at like some of the art and such that's on the walls, then kind of going over to like the little like gas lighting scones and stuff that's on there, and he's just trying to find anything to keep his attention.
Scones?
Okay, so sconces.
Yeah, sconces. Sorry.
So my long-term play here is to make it into room 5 and then try and eavesdrop through the wall.
Okay. Yeah. So while you're in here, you have a 3 cards. If you want to make your play into 5, and I think Paul, you said you were going to be doing something.
What's suited?
Once again, I think we'll go with metal because you need to have a big window of time. And then Paul, what were you doing?
I think I'm gonna go down to. I'll just move it so you can see, like down to here, so I can look out these windows and kind of get a lay of the land of like the best way to get to the prison.
Okay, you can sort of look at that on the other map, and then Twylla.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go into one of the other rooms. I think I'm gonna go with this one over here.
All right. There's really no one here to sort of hear you.
Okay.
So if you're able to move yourself in there,
Yeah.
It is a sort of warehouse and cellar.
Ah.
You get stuck.
No, I'm good. All right. There we go.
There's a warehouse and cellar in here. Here you have a 5 stealth level.
Is there better stuff in here to steal?
Oh yes, you're sort of looking, especially if you've got like sciences, engineering, craft, or culture. Sciences and engineering being the biggest.
Okay, yeah, I don't think I have engineering or science, but I've got 1 in craft, I think, and 2 in culture.
All right, if you want to make your steel play, go ahead and do that. And,
all right.
And then for Will?
I have a moment of brilliance and sneak by 11 1 card.
All right. Yeah, you are in there.
Okay, so stealth level in the room?
Stealth level in room number 5 on the first floor is a 5.
Okay.
Your finance, by the way, as you sort of look in, there's things in here that would be worth a fairly decent amount.
Fantastic. I'm going to see if I can find something that can transmit sound, like a cup or something, and see if I can eavesdrop on 4.
Yep. And as you kind of put your head up to it, we have Aram Burnside's Aloysius Strathmill, and then Obolos Blackpool.
All of the loose ends. Oh.
Go
ahead. Oh. All of the loose ends should be here.
So it worked.
Lara,
You got me.
Oh.
You got me quality blackmail.
Oh, then Lara, did you want to grab Aram?
I nudge Aram. Dude, it's your line.
Aram?
Oh, sorry.
You got me quality blackmail.
Oh, good. We need some.
Yeah, to move the bodies. Just make sure the inn is cleared of regular folk on Sunday.
We're clearing out the others staying here tomorrow. It should be clear.
You may want to know the blackmail has been delivered to someone who takes a keen interest in me staying around.
What?
What?
Oh, sorry.
I'm all for cleaning up. I'm all for cleaning up your mess. But if you think I can be sacrificed, I've got documents with your names on them and all the proof we need to see you tortured slowly.
You son of a bitch.
Yep. And I'm going to need to see, and I'm going to be seeing dear old mom again, ain't I? This is my insurance. I'm as in it as you are by now, and I want you to be sure that I'm untouchable.
We should.
Aram, stop, you idiot. This isn't someone we try to kill. This is someone smart enough to remain friends with. Agreed.
I'm up for giving it a shot. We've got a meeting coming up in the gardens next week that might give us some more information.
So the implication here is that,
We're going to be killed tonight, yes.
all right, fun. And that on Sunday, a whole bunch of people associated in the conspiracy are coming and then getting killed.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Or some people involved with this bank robbery. Because isn't that also going down on Sunday?
No, they basically she just asked if he was still looking at hitting the bank.
Oh, right. And the thief downstairs was told to stay far away from the inn on Sunday. How many days is Sunday?
I will say this is Thursday, so you've got a couple days.
Okay.
What's-
But we might get killed and or forced to leave tomorrow if we're still around.
And Twylla, what did you play for your thieving?
I believe it was 18 over 4.
Whew.
And you are in. So 18. So take up 4 spaces. It's also going to be a lot that's missing. And you said you had what, culture? You do not have science or engineering?
No, I don't think so.
All right. You managed to get like 360 worth of sort of with the culture. You're going through there's a couple things in here that will be worth quite a bit. A few things that you know can be sold as drugs that are sometimes used as spices and some other stuff. There's one things are broken down. You're able to kind of pick out some stuff, but the bunch of the stuff that's in here that's worth a bunch is not as well known to you. This is also because this is not like a rich manor house or a church with a ton of money. It tends to have lower numbers on.
I was wondering because based on what Twylla usually takes, if she's even like bothering to pick this like piddly crap up.
Well, the thing is, that's because you were. I mean, if you're taking stuff with culture in the biggest church in the thing, or if you're in these massive manor houses, the multiplier is a whole lot more.
Mm-hmm. This is sad.
Speaking of the multiplier, loot action using finance in room 5, 15 on 2 cards.
Okay. Now, some of them, there are places where it is going to be better. So with that one, you're in
20 gold.
Yeah, 15 on 2 cards. I have 2 dots in finance.
You're in which?
Room 5. Did you tell me that finance was big in here?
Yep.
Or was that crosstalk to Laura?
Nope, that was you. 450. You managed to kind of go through. There are some trophies and some other stuff. Some things that you're like, yep, this stuff can be sold for quite a bit. Alright, what are folks doing?
I'm gonna make sure that these windows are unlocked.
Yep.
And then head back to the room because we got some mutton coming, and it would be suspicious if no one was there to pick it up.
Okay.
Great. That was X15, X15, X15 on finance.
Yep.
Okay.
I think Twyla's probably heading back at this point. I think that since the person at the bar saw her, she doesn't want to look too suspicious.
Yeah. So there's other door leads the outside. There's another one down there too. Maybe you're gonna head back. All right.
Stealth level in room 5?
Stealth level in room 5 is a 5.
Okay.
Good amount of that.
Yeah, Twylla, as you are making your way up, not long after, you have the actual food being brought up.
Squeeze.
Should I go ahead and move myself back over to the room? Or not yet?
That you actually won't be able. Are you headed up?
Yeah, I think so.
I want to cross over into. I want to dodge the guard again and cross over into room 6.
All right, make your play to get through there.
Okay, what's suited?
Metal. Once again, you got to move quick.
Okay. Uh, 7 with 1 suspicion.
All right, not a problem. You come into this like study, and as you're looking in here, sort of a bedroom / study. There's a number of like sort of hunting trophies. There's some other things in there that are associated. You've got like teeth and claws of various animals. Like Ranger would see you've done really well in here. Also enough with like history, a little bit with finance and engineering, but not much there.
Oh, does one of my colleagues have a lot in Ranger? No. Boo. I guess I will. I guess I'll toss the room with history.
Okay.
What's the stealth level in here?
Stealth level in there is that's room 6.
Whoa! Oh, because it's dark, right?
No, it's room 6. It's 4.
Okay. Yeah. I guess 11, 2 cards.
And you're using which?
History.
Okay. So 11, 2 cards. That's times 10. So that's what 220. To get some of the trophies. Or did you have 2 in history?
One in history.
110.
110.
Mm-hmm.
They can't all be the Church of the Ancestors.
Yeah. And I was kind of going through. I was like, yeah, you should be making probably a lot less than those gigantic big places. In a lot of the sectors, too. There are some exceptions. All right, yeah, you got your food being delivered into the room.
Say thank you to the peasants, children.
And Dominic, what are you doing?
That window, does it open?
Yeah.
And how far to the ground is it?
It's up on the second story. So if you hang and drop, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try and go out that window, drop down to the first floor. Well, I'm going to refresh my disguise in this dark room, drop out that window.
Remember, it's a 4 in here.
All right. Refresh my disguise, drop out that window, go around to the front, walk in carrying stuff from the carriage like nothing happened, go to the room.
Okay. Yeah, and you'll actually kind of drop kind of over here. Yeah, as you go, you are seeing a good amount of like steam coming out of the thing from here, as well as from the kitchen up over there. Yeah, you head in through like this way, and then back up in.
Yeah, basically.
Guards didn't even pay attention to the fact that you did not walk out. And then you can kind of grab some stuff and then take it back up to here.
Sure. Details.
All right, so they bring in the food. It's really good.
Excellent.
If you like mutton. If you're someone who doesn't like it, maybe less so.
I mean, it is kind of gamey, but
Well, we're huffing the muffin. We're swallowing all.
Oh, that's where all those cards went. Okay.
We lost Twylla for a second. I'm going to take a quick bio break while we're waiting on her.
All right. When Twylla gets back, all this mutton's going to be gone.
Sounded like Twylla wasn't particularly partial to mutton anyway.
Well, good. There'll only be scraps when she gets back.
Comes back in, you're like,
Oh shit! Did you want some?
we were gonna order it. We didn't know you were gonna eat it.
We thought you were still sulking about the scones. Did you order some scones?
No. Alack, alas, no scones.
Yeah.
So the food's delivered to you.
And it's good. It's good mutton, by the way.
And y'all are able to fill each other in.
Yeah. So there's a tree line to the south that can provide us some cover on our way to the prison once it gets a little darker. I think we could probably exit our window here. I made sure the windows at the end of the hall are unlocked in case we need to have an alternate way back in.
I've got some good wine if we need any distractions for the guards.
Don't have too much loot to my name, but apparently everybody's about to get super murdered, so that's news.
Well, that's good that things haven't gotten boring since the plot was thwarted. Who's going to get murdered?
It sounds like if I understood the eavesdrop prompt correctly, it's that those two minor nobles are going to be clearing house by killing a whole lot of minor conspirators or various conspirators.
Huh.
Is that a reasonable interpretation of the eavesdrop?
Sounds good.
I wonder.
Yeah. Though it sounds like from other things we've learned, Ravenholm knows enough not to show up. I'm sure we can corroborate this with the spy when we find them.
What do y'all do?
I change into my sneaking pants.
I mean, presumably we have to. Presumably we ought to be scope casing out that prison, right? That jail.
Laura, someone was calling you. Okay.
She's like, I'm ignoring it.
Well, I said no, like she had her earphones in, so maybe like we heard it and she didn't because of the microphone. You don't want to upset the provider of scones.
It is I, the scone bearer.
Alright, so go check out the prison, and then tomorrow before we leave, we'll hit the gift shop.
Okay.
All right.
So, what are you doing?
So do we sneak out the window and risk people figuring out we're not in our rooms and no one saw us leave, or do we go out the front door like we're just going to go walk around in the woods and
Well,
relax?
since you have your sneaking gear on, I'm wondering if we need to sneak out of the window.
Well, I can put my sneaking gear under my dress.
Let's go to room 15, and I can dangle a rope out the window, or at least we can let ourselves out the window in 15. I can help people get to the ground.
Yeah, so you could do that. You could do that through your room too.
Yeah. My concern was more that if someone did knock on the door and none of us were in there and no one saw us leave, that could be the source of suspicion. But then again, if they're disappearing, someone might just assume someone already got to us. So.
Yeah, I mean, they've already brought us our food, so the odds that they're going to send somebody else and care that we're not there is low.
All right, then. Let the sneaking commence!
Now it's time for the sneak. All right. So are you leaving? Just walking out, going out a window?
It sounds like we're going out the window. It sounds like we're going out the window, maybe one at a time, heading to the tree line.
Okay.
Um,
You're leaving from your room?
yes.
All right.
Yes. And we'll close the last one out. We'll kind of close the window mostly so that it's not obvious.
Well, it'll be a little hard. That's one story up.
Yeah, but I mean, just pull it, a little bit as you go, because we're going out a rope, so hopefully there'd be a little bit to stabilize.
I mean, if I'm last, I could try and if I'm last, I could unsecure the rope and then try and parkour down and keep the window closed.
The only problem with parkour is you have to yell parkour while you do it.
Yeah, there's a certain lack of stealth to that.
Yeah.
I am gonna sneak past the guard. Parkour.
Did you? Now after this, we might have enough experience for you to buy silent parkour as a skill. But
have you ever seen Fistful of Yen? Kentucky. It was a part of the Kentucky Fried Movie, which was mostly mostly dirty sketch comedy, but then it had a satire of Enter the Dragon in it. And at one point, there's a guard who's just kind of walking back and forth, and the Bruce Lee character takes a broom handle and he's trying to get these keys off a hook, but it misses and goes into a fan, and it's just and the guard's just going walking past, and it keeps doing it until finally he gets it, and the keys just clink, and it turns. All right. Yeah, you are. You're kind of free to move on all the way to the left, the sort of overhead map. So you got the jail sort of through the trees and then across the road. Out here, you have a stealth level of 5.
And then 1, 2, 3. Sprint.
As I slowly disassemble my. But I can't because blar.
No,
okay.
disassemble.
It's called role playing, Laura. You should try it.
What?
You're snickering at me, sneaking across the road.
You want to be sort of bottom right.
Oh, the entrance is down here.
Now the stuff.
Well, I mean,
the entrance
for normal people.
Yeah, we'll say the stuff south of you. That's actually not there. That is the underground. That's the hidden one you were told about.
So there's no building at all here?
There's. Whoa, I'm at the right. I'm sorry. Let me go back to select mode. This building is there. This one is.
I'm not seeing when you ping.
Lower,
I only see when I
Are you
ping.
going to lower right?
Lower right.
Oh, you want us to? You want us to look over there? Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Now you're not talking nonsense.
Yeah,
I got you.
this building here is not there. That is the underground part that you were told that there was a secret one. I'm telling you, they were correct when they told you that. It's just, it's there.
Not very secret. I can see it right there.
So we've got a whole bunch of windows on the west and north side.
Mm-hmm. It's cell windows on the north. And it's barracks over there on the west.
Wait, is there a Ferengi inside that room?
No, it's a demon mask.
Okay.
Yeah, remember, guards may not appear as their counters appear.
And then this big section on the right, this big section on the east side of the building that's one big room or something. What's going on there?
You kind of go through the stables.
Oh.
You can hear some horses and such inside.
Huh.
Good escape plans.
Not a fan of frontal assault, but there don't seem to be very many options.
Paul, you went robotic.
Yeah, my local group calls it going dubstep.
Just waiting for Paul's drop.
Well, that was awkward. What I was asking is this a fenced-in patio, or is that just stairs up to a raised walkway?
They're just a patio. Those are stairs up to the walkway.
Okay. And can I peek in this little peek hole here? See what's.
Yeah, it's a door there, but inside of it you can hear horses. You kind of open it up and take a look.
Horses like me; they won't rat us out. Ah!
I was gonna say, are you gonna play or I make a roll as you?
I'm just trying to figure out I'm just I guess maybe I'm just trying to peek in and see. So yeah, I'll make a plate peek.
Yeah. So where you're at right now, there's a 5.
All right.
You want to play or the roll?
Oh yeah, I'll roll, dude. I'll let you roll.
1, yeah. And you kind of poke your head in. You see a there's a guard. There's one, not guard. One of the police, one of the officers is sort of in there. There's a junior officer. Looks like he's maybe 18, heading through and then working with the horses.
I mean, he's wearing an N95 mask.
He's what?
He's wearing an N95 mask.
No, he doesn't care.
Okay.
He's not a coward. Why are you afraid of something that kills people?
He doesn't believe in this hoax.
If you saw this internet video I saw on YouTube by a chiropractor, you would understand that none of this is a problem.
Homeopathic chiropractor, I think he was.
I had a bunch of old students add me on Facebook, the ones who just graduated, and they're getting a little bit of a lesson in, like, remember we talked about media bias fact check? You need to use that. Stop using bad.
But you said I could hear horses in there also?
Oh yeah, you kind of poke your head in. He's going kind of from stall to stall, feeding the horses.
What did these horses do to wind up in prison?
You don't want to know, man. You ain't ready for it. You just ain't ready.
Political prisoners. All right, well, we're not going to go in there. 'Tis a silly place. Let me check these other doors, maybe. We did not bring our horse disguise, and that would only cover 2 of us anyway.
Well, someone has to ride the horse, dummy.
I will be the unicorn's horn.
We call this the inverted camel. Instead of having a hump, it goes way down below, like there's nothing where I'm riding.
We need a displacer beast costume because they have 6 legs.
Yeah.
All right, I guess.
Yeah. The other one in the front is just the regular entrance to the jail. The one up. That one is locked.
For how long though?
Oh.
Can I look in it? Like, can I see a peek hole or anything?
Yeah, I mean, you sort of look through the keyhole in here, and kind of underneath it looks to be just an empty room, and looks like it's fairly dark in there.
All right. Well, that seems. I'll look back over my shoulder, like shrugging my shoulders, like, "Hey guys, dark room. What do we think?"
It's got 3 tumblers on the lock.
All right.
It's not a particularly difficult lock. You've definitely seen some of these before.
Is that something that someone with engineering should try, or can I try?
Literally anybody can.
All right, I want to try. I've never picked a lock.
Yeah, so
before.
one success gets one of the tumblers, and then you can place some face down to have 1 extra tumbler. And this one's only got 3. Right. And this is roughly about a 5 difficult. Like, you're looking at this is a fairly standard lock.
Okay. So, if I were to do some finessery, that gives me 1 tumbler, 2 tumblers, 3 tumblers.
Yep.
All right.
And then just turn the handle. Inside, it's a small empty room. It is stealth level 5 in there. You see some sort of crappy art on the walls. Think hotel lobby.
Just government required art in public buildings, that kind of quality.
Yeah, Bob Ross.
Oh, it's good art. Well then.
Actually, his went to PBS stations.
I think our little. Hey, I think our tortured prisoner needs a little friend here. What do you guys think? Hey, it's your own little prison. You put what you want.
I don't think you want to be in solitary. I think you should have yourself a friend.
Guys, I picked a lock. I'm a real thief now.
I think Twylla nods her head and then just kind of like bullets over and kind of like sneaks up behind you and looks over your shoulder into the room.
Yeah, very small room. You've got a couple doorways.
All right, is there any danger coming from the west doorway?
No, west is also locked.
All right.
North is like their little barracks, and then the east one leads into the kind of main room.
Well, let's take a peek in the barracks. Maybe they're either not in there yet or sleeping already.
You want to trust the roll, or do you want to make a?
For 5?
Yep.
I'm willing to trust the roll. We're still at a point we can sprint away.
Okay, so you open up the door. You go, I trust the roll, and
It's a trap.
As you kind of go to open it, it gets pulled open, and there's one of the officers just like looking at you.
What is the meaning of this?
He goes, what the hell? Like, loud enough that other people nearby probably heard. What do you do?
And of course, this is after I put myself in the room with you two jokers.
What do I?
What's going on?
What do I roll to freak out a little
Just
bit?
go back out the door, shut it.
Do the grandpa
Yeah.
Grandpa Simpson in the burlesque house.
So what do I roll to freak out a little?
Hat. Grab the hat.
Freak out a little bit.
So what?
So what do I roll to freak out a little bit?
I don't know what you mean. You just want to roll a die, just roll one. Feel free.
Yeah, just like ah! Yeah.
Yeah. He pops in and sees you. Yeah, and he he's gonna be going for a weapon.
Oh, dude, could you go back to your mark, sir? This was not supposed to play out this way. Can we do this over?
I mean, you are a mage. Do you have an ability to let you do that to him?
Not with the cards I'm holding.
All right, what does someone do once?
I think I just like punch him and like spin him around and put my hand over his mouth and just try to like put him to sleep.
All right, so the problem here is going to be he is alert, which gives him a 6. He does have some combat experience, so I have at least a 1 there. And he's just wearing the coat, not a helmet. So you're looking at a fairly high number. And then how much combat do you have?
I have 1 combat, I believe.
So you can choose that to be either for defense, taking 1 less damage, or you can do it for offense and do 1 more. Because basically you trade damage at this point.
Okay. So since I'm kind of trying to do I don't know, I can save that maybe. So it was 5 plus 1. So if I get 6.
No. He is alert, which is a 6.
Okay.
And then
So
then it kind of depends on what his force is.
Okay.
So successfully hitting him is going to be 7 plus.
It's going to be more than that because you got to add that to his force, which is a 3 or 4. So you're looking at a 9 or a 10.
All right. So
clubs will definitely be 1. What do you want to have for the other one, or do you want to have another one?
Yeah, because I'm doing this as a pure quick. Well, I guess this is face down, so it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
So I still like for how much damage normally knocks people out or incapacitates them?
Health
4?
for a regular person's 4.
Oh, so all right. Well then, yeah, I'll do my 2 damage, and then kind of drag him into the room and see if one of them wants to kick him or something.
You may not really be able to drag him in the room because the thing is so you did 2. Are you using one of those for defense? Your combat for defense or for damage?
Right now for damage, because right now I'm more concerned with taking him out than doing so without getting scratched.
All right, so that'll be so you're doing basically a total of 3 points. Now he has armor, which is going to reduce that to 2.
Okay, good, because then here's what I have to say to you, sir, is that no, he has no armor because this card lets me ignore armor. So you play this on an attack to ignore the target's armor, and it's quick. It's quick, so I get to draw another card.
Was that one of the ones you already played?
When you said he was wearing a robe and not a helmet, then I assumed he didn't have armor, so I didn't.
Oh, not a robe. I meant
yeah.
a vest.
Yeah. Yeah, if he has armor, I would have played that instead of the 5.
So you're doing 3 points. So the 3 points, and then he's going to hit you for a total of 2, unless you have anything doing armor. Paul! Oh, he hit Paul so hard, Paul's frozen. There you go.
So
yeah.
Michael and Laura froze, but Will was still moving. So I don't know if that was me or. Yeah, yes. Everyone's back now.
Yeah. So Paul, you didn't put any of those towards armor.
The king lets me ignore his. Yeah, I'm not. I don't.
Yeah,
well,
you you're going all out using your 1 point of combat to do an extra point. To do 3 points of damage, right?
And if I did that, then it could be 4, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Or wait a minute. Wait. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's still going to crack you fairly hard, as does this for 2 points.
Okay.
So yeah, 2 of you basically take probably for bruised and bloody. However,
okay. And
that
that means I take one of these cards I played, or one from my hand?
You start in your hand, then I think you pull them from your deck, and you put them in. You basically kind of set them over here for face down. Face down lets us know you're not redrawing those.
Okay.
And you definitely hear the guard who was in number 2 is heading their way into that room. What are you two doing?
I think Twylla's gonna try to pick the lock over here.
All right.
I put myself in ambush position on the side of the door to 2, and pull my kosh.
All right. Yeah. So his thing is he's not going to be able to strike back. However, he is both alert and like the armor and such will sort of count here. So yeah, the hardest thing here is just going to be a higher number because of his alertness. So both of you want to make your plays. There are four tumblers in the one to the south, or in the one to the west. Whoa. I'm going to do that.
20 over 3 cards.
Oh, you probably only need about a 7 to get through this.
Really? Okay.
The other ones, though, you kind of want to usually put face down for extra tumblers. So
Yeah.
one success gets you 1 tumbler, then the other one's face down. The thing is, you can do it over multiple turns, too.
Okay.
And how did you do, Dominic?
My ambush roll is 11. I have a combat of 1. I have 2 face down cards adding to damage, which I believe makes 4 damage.
Okay. And
I have no armor.
Yeah, you have nothing to stop his armor? Yeah, so as he comes through, you club him kind of hard. And, damn it! But he's been hurt. He's still got 1 left. But he is not out. And like a billy club, like kind of he pulls out. So you two are probably having another exchange. How much do you have for combat?
Oh, I have 1 dot in combat.
Okay, so yeah, he is hurt right now, and another hit might take him down. So on this next exchange, he's going to go all out.
Fun.
So let me know like how much. And when you put them face down, you can use those either for damage or to also defense.
What's the stealth level in here?
Stealth level in that. What number is that room?
He said 5, but it's
5.
But it's actually 6
Oh,
because
actually it's 5 because you just went into the next room. You said you went and grabbed him.
I pulled him into this room is what I was trying to do. Because you said we met at the doorway, so I tried to kind of knock him out and pull him.
Yeah, so it'll be 6.
What's suited for finishing this guard off?
Clubs, of course.
Okay.
And I can pull cards from my disguise, right?
When you have to draw cards. So anything
when I
that
have
lets
to
you
draw
draw cards, you can pull it from them, but you can't. It doesn't become a second hand.
Okay. Okay, so I played a 9 and then 2 face down.
Okay, so that's 3. It's just about all the way through.
Okay.
And you hear behind you like concentrate. Yeah, so basically he would be hitting you for 2, Will.
Okay. Yeah, fuck that disguise.
But you have your play as well.
Yeah.
I played 6 for the last tumbler.
Yep. Opens up the door, and you are looking at an armory.
Woohoo!
Oh, we should totally get some armor. Oh boy.
Boo. Okay. I couldn't think of a witty thing to say fast enough, so I'm not going to play with hearts.
That's your punishment?
Yeah. I can't justify it, so I can't play it.
Parkour! Does that let me use it?
Okay. I have a score of 9.
That just does it?
And I am applying. I think I overcounted. Shit. All right. So I have a score of 9. I have 1 point in combat and 2 face down cards. So I am increasing my damage to 2 and my armor to 2.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me when he kind of hits you with the club. Tell me why, like how you catch it or what happened, so he doesn't actually like hurt you.
So I fainted. I swung
good,
first
man.
with I swung first with my bag of money and then just sort of used that motion to sort of tangle up his club as I come in with my kosh.
And he just hits the ground.
Well, I'm awake now.
Guys, I think sneaky time is over.
Can we reinstitute sneaky time? I like it a lot.
I think we'll actually have to fast travel to another area and fast travel back here to reset the guards.
Is that a room we can stuff guards in? Because that would be nice.
They're wearing armor. I think we can put them in there. It's an armory. Thank you.
I guess while Twylla and Samantha are dealing with whatever is in here, I'm going to poke my head into the barracks.
Yeah, beyond that.
Don't do that, dude. People come through that door.
Yeah. If you
Yes.
Poke your head in. There's no one else in the barracks.
Okay.
The self level in there is 3.
Maybe not then.
Yeah, beyond that, there's nobody else in there.
So what's going on in this room, folks?
Yeah, it is an armory. You go through, and there are a whole bunch of weapons. There's like weapons, armor. There doesn't really keep the armor there because armor has to be has to fit people. Also, one of the reasons you don't take him as thieves is armor is not only tends to be very obvious, but also a little clumsy.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get some weapons because this job isn't going as well as our other ones.
Okay. If you want to go ahead and make your loot roll, or I guess loot draw.
Is a Joker actually worth any points for a loot? Well, that's not cool.
You could use it for like a face down for less suspicion, so someone wouldn't necessarily notice it.
While he's doing that, I'm going to do a quick bio.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go with 10 points. I don't care about suspicion anymore.
Do you have?
And I have a combat.
Do you have ranger?
I have no ranger.
So what's your total?
10.
150 in like some of the sword and stuff you grab.
And we don't notice anything like suspicious or like trapdoory in the armory, do we?
Not in here, no.
Okay.
Just 2 unconscious guards. That's the.
All right.
That's the suspicion.
So are we shoving the bodies in there and then locking it back up?
I think so. I think we should tie them up and gag them so they can't shout, "Let us out" when they wake up.
Sounds like a plan.
You put those both in the armory?
Yeah.
Alright. I am playing one of the Jokers. So while you do this, the one who The one who's out there walks back in, sees that open door, and then the person is missing, and is now walking towards your room.
He walks out where?
This one?
Mm-hmm.
Had the one who was in the stables came in, noticed the person was missing here, saw this door open, then walks over, and he is hearing a little bit of the noise.
All right. Well, let's get in places, everyone. Places.
I think I position myself on one side of the door and get ready to lower a mighty blow.
The condor is landing on the park bench. The condor is landing on the park bench.
It doesn't help to be sneaky when you scream that at the top of your lungs. Wait for Will to come back.
Wait, are those good or not? I don't. Those are not good. I'm not satisfied with those draws. All right, I can do this though. I can do this. I have a card that'll work, I think. Well, we don't need Will to see us beat up this guy, right?
No, not necessarily. Are one of you two want to take him?
I'm ready to go. I want to get some blows in.
All right. You're going to ambush him as he comes through the door?
Yep.
All right. So he will not be attacking back. He is not fully alert, but he is a little bit. So he's probably got a 5 alertness. And then it'll come down to his force for clubs.
All right. Here we go. I'm assuming clubs is suited, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm also going to say Guile is suited because I think I need to know where the pressure points on a person is because I'm not particularly strong. So I need to be able to take them out with very minimal strength.
I'm going to surprise them by going, I'm going to hit you. And then when someone says that, you don't think they're going to hit you. But then I hit it.
We come in peace, smack.
Okay, so that is an 11 and a 5 and a 3. So 16, 17, 18, 19.
Well, remember, it doesn't matter how much higher than his. So you're looking at probably a 5 and then 3 to 4 for his body.
So the 11.
So the 11 doesn't.
Wait, is one of those 11?
Yeah.
The other stuff, if you play it face down, because you'll do 1 point. Most of the time it's 4, and they've also got armor. So you're usually trying to do 5 points. Face down cards can do that.
Okay.
Also, how much combat do you have?
1.
Okay, so essentially, if you get like 3 face down cards, because you can use that 1 combat for extra damage, that basically negates his armor, and then they've usually got 4 hit points.
You have your hand is good enough. You're gonna put a queen face down.
Put them all face down.
Yeah, so then if you have with that up there, if you have 3 face down cards and then the ace, unless you're using a special ability from one of those other ones, that will be
what I was asking is, like, since the queen is worth 5, if you're going to put something face down, do you have something lower that, rather than wasting that 5 face down?
Yeah. Because I need 3 face down. The other card's pretty good. So my 11 is enough to be the success, though, that I just need the 3 other face down.
Yeah, because his alertness is going to be about a 5.
Okay.
And then he's got like 3 in this case, so the 8. Like 8 or 9. Like a 9 is just to be sure. Yeah, you are able to. What do you do as he comes through that door?
That wasn't me this time.
throws
Or
up.
she is just thinking really intently.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about the internet today, but
I assume she hits him.
Twylla, can you hear me? Dunk, 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 dunk. So I'm feeling she's going to pop out of the call here in a moment.
I'm presuming that while I was away, we're starting to try and stuff more guards in that armory via cautious to the head.
She just knocked out the guard.
See, this is how my games of Thief usually go, is a quiet room full of unconscious dudes.
I knock a lot of folks out.
Oh, I had a weird-ass thing. I mean, when I was in, like, middle school? High school? Like when I was playing Thief, the Dark Project the first time, the original Thief, the Dark Project, had a problem with my audio card or something. It didn't like my audio card or some of the sound effects, whatever codec the audio was using, my sound card was having problems with it or something, because many sound effects, including the sound of getting hit, would freeze the computer for about 30 seconds.
That's a problem.
So, like, in the tutorial mission, I was able to, like, play the tutorial mission all the way up to, like, combat practice, and then when I'd try and hit the training dummy, my whole computer would lock up for 30 seconds before the sword would actually impact the dummy. And it was even better going through the haunted mines. Like, it's great at Thief. You don't get hit in Thief. You don't go into combat in Thief. It's fine. You can just play. But, like, you get attacked by a zombie, and the zombie swings out to hit you, and then you're staring at a frozen game for about 30 seconds, waiting to take damage.
And what sucks is it's all of those most annoying levels of the original Thief that become the problem, because those are where it's like, well, no, we need to do all this other stuff. It's like, no, just be about sneaking.
And it's not like you can like go get a cup of coffee or something, because your character's in combat. As soon as the computer comes to its senses, you might get hit again.
Oh, Laura also dropped out of Roll20, so that made a computer thing.
And now Will just... Oh, no, he didn't. He was just holding very still.
I was thinking a video call where I'll just go.
Let's do that when she comes back.
Oh, maybe her house got hit by vampires. And all the internet is dead.
Or is it undead?
Oh, the undead internet, that's the worst.
I just had a Aqua Teen flashback. Did you just throw molding at me?
Freeze.
Haha.
Oh, you couldn't hold it.
I was also thinking she could probably hear my air conditioner. Because it gets hot here.
Too hot for pranks. So I guess he hit you really hard and knocked you out for a couple of minutes.
What if her house got hit by vampires? Their internet's all gone. Your computer crash?
No, my Wi-Fi crashed, which was very unfortunate.
Damn Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I hate those Luddite vampires.
Okay. Yeah, you knocked his ass out.
Yeah.
We should get experience points for knocking people out.
You should.
I'm just saying.
what do you do?
Celebrate.
Shove him in the locker.
Yeah, I guess. Where was this person who was knocked out?
Oh, I
On
would
the
have
floor.
moved him. I'm assuming you were at the doorway. I was assuming you moved him into the armory.
Yeah.
Thump, thump, thump. So I moved him.
I guess I'll check out the barracks.
Okay. As far as like money and such go, not a lot. If you've got some history, you can pull some. Arcana a little bit. Art a little bit.
I'm mostly in here for primary objectives.
Oh,
Yeah.
As you're looking through, you're not seeing anything as far as like you look through, nothing sort of secret.
I guess I'll check the rooms on the far side.
Yeah, those are essentially big kind of walk-in closets. You check them, don't see anything there.
Okay.
I'm just going to go in the next room where we're past sneaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got the main room where the you've got essentially the desk, like the main captain's desk and such.
Is there anything suspicious in this room? I think we're looking for like secret doors, whatnot.
Like
For some reason.
like one that's
Well,
you were told that.
yeah.
When
and
you search around, like behind the desk, there's a button on the floor. Do you hit the button?
Yes.
Click. I
And
push
then
it gently.
The door in the wall opens up.
I like the stairs.
That sounds pretty good. I guess I will wander downstairs.
There's some
Yeah,
stairs.
I'm gonna come too.
I'm going to pick up here and just make sure there's not someone coming up behind us.
Okay. The two of you on your way down. I said there's you can hear up there, like you kind of look through the door there. That's the cells.
Okay.
And you two hear as you walk downstairs this.
Ooh, Blackpool's the same surname as in the inn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Taylor Eventide is the spy.
Worth your while.
And how much do you think you can pay me that will be worth the rest of them killing me for letting you go?
You don't think I have access to resources?
I think the Queen's pissed that all of this happened, and anyone associated with the coup, including me all the fuck out here, are going to be a bit shorter when she's done.
Damn it, look.
You might as well get some sleep. When they get here, they're going to want to know what you know. It's not going to go well for you.
Lord Vanmere has rare and illegal paintings coming in, and I know when.
Do I look like I care about paintings?
I do.
What's the stealth level in here?
In the stairs, it is 5. In the actual room, when you get, or rather 6 on the stairs. The room when you get down there, it's 4.
Okay.
Do we hear footsteps coming towards the stairs, or is it pretty... Okay.
Not a fan. Not a fan. I signed to Twylla blow cover. I mean, we already kind of have. There are knocked out guards all over the jail.
Yeah,
Were we given a name for the spy?
Yeah, it was Taylor, the one that's
Okay.
in there.
If she'll tell us about the paintings, I'll let her out.
Still, knocking out a few guards who aren't necessarily beholden to the innkeeper. Like, is this jail associated with the inn?
It's sort of the jail for the local area.
Okay, so a few knocked out guards, word might not get to the conspirators that they've been totally made, but if we knock out one of the conspirators themselves,
Well, you also have put 3 people into the armory.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the knockouts are going to put them on guard no matter whether they're upstairs or down.
If you're taking the spy with you,
Yeah, I mean,
And we have steamer trunks, so we can take this conspirator with us in a steamer trunk as well. The queen rewarded us handsomely last time we presented her with a bound and gagged conspirator. So, well, she's promised to reward us well.
big oof. Okay.
So yeah, I think we charge down the stairs.
so you try to rush through and make an attack.
No, just barge in.
I think I'm going to steal a page from Samantha, and the first words I say as I enter the room is, "I do though."
Yeah, she kind of like looks as you probably, if you want to go around that corner.
Sure.
Oh, that corner.
Yeah, so there's a guard that she's kind of coming back from the over by where the cells are. She goes, "Who the fuck are you?"
Bonk!
We're your worst. Oh, he's going to finish the.
Is this okay? So I got to drop this stealth level 4 before I start flipping cards.
Yeah. We'll still count this as an ambush because she's going to be surprised as you come across.
What's suited?
Let's go. This needs to be fast, so let's go hearts for metal.
Okay. I'm also going to say spades because coming in out of the darkness and ambushing is a clear part of the plan.
Wait, she is way bigger than we are, though. Be careful.
So I'm limited to the number of cards I can put face down in this situation.
Why is that? What's the mechanic?
Because my stealth level. So that is.
It'd actually be a 5 if he's in the room with you.
Yeah.
But
I'm right behind
Samantha
her.
isn't. Samantha's upstairs.
Oh, I thought I saw Samantha moved her thing down.
Yeah. Well, I just peeked into the cells and then came down with you into the stairs.
Okay. That helps.
I saw him do that while you were talking about coming across, so I figured he was probably with you, or she was probably with you.
Okay, that makes this situation a bit better then. In that case, I can hit for 10, 3 damage, 4 damage.
Okay. It pop. She's kind of hits and she's a little. She's kind of fairly well stunned. So, and you don't have the thing that takes away the armor.
Nope.
Okay. So she. You want 4 damage?
Yep.
So 3. Looks a little tougher than the guards you saw earlier. As she hits her head, and then grabs a sword that she had kind of leaning against the wall, and she looks like she's coming for bear. What are other folks doing?
I'm attacking.
Right.
So this jack here allows me to play up to 2 trailing cards. So let's see what I got here. Oh, okay. So that gets me 10 to hit her.
And technically, trailing cards is anything in your
Discard?
Yeah.
Oh, anything, not just the top ones?
With the trailing cards, just counts as discard.
But I thought it was like the top ones. It's anything in my discard?
I may have to double check that.
Okay. Well, I'll just play the top 2.
I thought we found something different last week.
The top two work for me, so that's 1, 2, 3, and he already did 4.
Oh yeah,
Already did
trailing
4.
card is the card on top of your discard pile.
Okay, so if I hit with 10, and then that gives me 1, my combat gives me 2, and then this gives me another 3. Would 7 total knock out a strong person, or should I throw another? What do we think? What do we think, team?
What's your total?
Be advised, she has a sword.
My total is 10
That's enough.
to hit, and then I have 1 for that success, 1 for combat, 1 so far for this face down.
Yeah, she does have a sword that she's swinging your way, which does 2 points of damage plus her combat.
Okay, so I'll do 3 damage and I will block 2 damage. You said she'll do 2 or 3?
It's her base
Okay.
is 3. I mean, she's going to use
All
one
right.
combat for, or both of her combat for defense because there's 3 of you down here. So they'll be.
Okay.
She'll take 2 away from what you did.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Yeah, so if she goes all out, she can hit for 4 cards a wound.
Right, but right now she's hitting for 2.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll put 2 of these for defense, and then that's 1, 2, 3, 4 more damage.
Okay, so
Beautiful.
Which 2? Yeah, so that takes it down to 2. Well, 2 for defense plus 1. So she's still got 1 left, I think. Because how much did you hit her for, Will? Was it 3?
I hit her for 4.
But then her armor brought it down by 1, and that was the ambush.
Okay.
So that way she had 2 left, but here you hit with 4.
Yeah.
So -2 with the combat, -1 for armor. So she still has 1 left. Laura, are you popping in to finish this off?
Yep, here I come.
She's accomplished and she's armored, but there are 3 of us.
All right, we got this. Okay.
It's not pretty, but it's effective.
So I've got 10 and 2 trailing.
Okay. And then you did 2 face down. Oh, so do you have any combat?
1.
1. Okay. So do you want to use that for so basically you've got 3 points right now to use for defense or for attack. Now you're doing 1 point for sort of blackjacks with whatever you're using there. That's automatic. Then you have 3 points, which are your combat, and then your 2 face down. So she's also going to be coming at you. And again, she's trying to fight defensive because she wants to try to survive. She's down to 1 point, but she's got armor, and then she's got her 2. So basically, she's got 3 points that will be absorbed. So you want to do 4, but there's 2 coming at you.
Okay, and I have, 3 to use?
Yeah, right now you have 3 unless you're putting more face down.
I have nothing else left.
Okay.
What is stealth level's 4 in this room, right?
I thought it was 5 because,
Well, 4 plus 1.
Yeah.
yeah. So I guess I'll use 2 to attack, 1 to defend.
All right. So you'll have 1 coming at you that's gonna, if there's the sword kind of strikes, so that's doing 3 points of damage, which will actually get absorbed as like it hits armor on there as she manages to kind of parry and kind of hits the wall. But she and you said 2, so she manages to kind of like score you with the sword, but not enough to do any damage. Because I think you said you're using 2 for defense, or 1.
2 for attack, 1 for defense.
Yeah, you'll end up taking 1 point as she kind of catches you with her sword, blooding you up.
Okay.
Will, you gonna do the coup de grace?
Oof. Okay.
Someone else jumping in?
With these cards? Okay.
Well, if she had 1 left and Twylla did 3 damage -2, wouldn't that have been the last one?
I thought Twylla did. No, because Twylla did 3 points of damage. She had both of her combat and her armor, so all 3 of those.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see.
This is why guards know what they're doing if they're aware of you are really dangerous.
I see.
Yeah. Hey, princess. Face. So... the disguise keeps wanting to claim my card. 1 second. Let me just double check to make sure. Oh, that would have been a clever strategy for me to use. Oh, well. I have face cards. They do things. As I'm playing this Jack of Hearts into the check, what is Una's heart rating, her bravery, and her composure?
Hearts are 4, composure 4, bravery 5.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
Unfortunately, she's also. I mean, she's one who stays if there's a lot of problems, but she's also trapped right now because the 3 of you are down there. So, She's cornered.
Yeah, you know what? I can take some hits. Actually, if I just dump my entire damn hand on this, that is 10 points, 1 point of combat, 4 face down cards. So I have 5 floating points. One point of damage, 5 floating points. So I'm going to apply 2 points for protection, 3 points for attack, so 4 damage to her, 2 armor.
All right. Yeah, to her, as she, and then she hits the ground, and like as she swings, you're able to kind of dodge out of the way. Bam! Cracks her down to the ground.
Whew.
All right.
And
Nice
then,
Think
shot.
that's enough? Think that's enough noise for you?
he goes, I'm less worried about the noise. I'm more worried about her supposed to go back to the inn shortly. I'm assuming you were sent?
Long live Her Majesty.
Long live Her Majesty. If you want to grab her keys, we can get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I think if maybe if 2 of us go to the stable and get our 2 horses, we can get our carriage like geared up. We can stuff this one in a steamer trunk and bring her back with us.
Sounds like a plan.
You're acquiring a prodigious number of jokers.
We're also kind of right at the end. Oh shit! I'm gonna have almost everybody's jokers. So at this point, do you grab him and then escape?
Yeah,
Who do we lock in the steamer trunk?
the guard we just knocked out because she said she was one of the
Conspirators, yeah.
so she might have some information on who her boss is and who else was involved.
Maybe tie the trunk shut with some rope, but leave a crack for air holes. And it's not an airtight steamer trunk. I'm sure she can brave.
We can punch holes in the top, like we did when we were kids.
She's a tough girl. She'll get through it.
All right, and you head on your way back. Good, which is we're about the 4-hour mark now.
And we stuck them with a bill.
Yes.
We didn't pay our bill.
Left all your costumes in the room though.
Yeah.
Damn it. So sweet. We finally got guards alerted. I was actually gonna be playing some jokers to do that, but then you're like, I'll trust the level 5 I'm in. 6.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, and I hope the game master sees the consequences of guards being alerted and keeps that in mind next time.
That was the most intense combat we've had to date.
That was
that was
combat we've had to date. Because everything else has been knocking people out from stealth.
Which means things are going well. But I had enough jokers. I was like, I'm gonna start playing jokers. I was also looking at the time wise. I mean, we're also getting close to the end. I like the RP stuff before, and interested in also like kind of looking at things like the characters' personal lives a little bit and what they're doing.
Yeah, it is fun when it's more than just the mechanics of sneaking around.